everyone in entertainment, all they care about is they want everyone to like them.
All right, welcome to the summit, Revolution 2013. Where we're going and how we're getting there. The reason for this is simple.
Howard Stern has gotten so bad.
It's the Gavin McInnes Show. My name is Mike. I'm from the Redbar Show.
You've just blown it for me. And you've blown it for yourself.
You know, they're calling me Mancow as an insult.
Yeah.
Mancow, for those of you who don't know, is the most hated person in broadcasting ever. So that's like the worst thing you could say to somebody.
Yeah.
Boyko is what he calls me, which is very insulting.
We got to polish the brand in 2013. We got to stay relevant. We got to stay cutting edge.
Or would I be like a disgusting, vile old man, or would I be cool?
And it's up to us to know that we're the coolest place on the planet to work.
Comments uncool. Cool guys, read all the comments, but pretend they don't. You're the ones who won't mention my name out of what's called fear.
So we've got to think about our image.
You know, I was doing one of these riffs where I said I like Vito and Dick Masterson, you know, because they were getting chummy with Josh Denny. So I'm like, oh, I like you guys, which I do. But then I heard that got to the Kiwi Farms owner who hates Dick Masterson, and he heard that I like Dick Masterson. So now he might think that I'm like uncool now. You're like, no, I can't have that.
We got to work on our appearance.
Is that cool? You dressing up like that, that's a fail.
You represent the Howard Stern Show. We're the fucking Howard Stern Show logo.
It's not cool because you look like someone said, look up cool on the internet and be cool. You have 10 minutes. You're wearing a woman's tie-dye blouse. Look in the mirror. You look like a clown.
I'll make a jacket. I'll make a shirt. Whatever the fuck it's got to be.
Look at this shirt.
And they got a camera on me. I haven't done hair. I haven't done makeup.
It's amazing that he won't even let people see like a picture of him. He totally controls his image.
And I don't want to be filmed that way. I don't want to be video.
That's what I say when I talk about he's ruled by fear, yeah?
Yeah.
These people don't mention my name because a lot of people would agree and come over to me, and then I'd get too powerful and be out of control. That's fear.
The dumbest, stupidest idea on the planet.
By the way, fame is a sickness. These people who chase this stuff, they're chasing happiness. I could be famous. You want to know what famous looks like? Spending all your days on the computer trying to be famous. Figuring out how to get Instagram. And by the way, they're running bots and programs and scripts. Anyone with a lot of followers, that's what they do all day. They're tending to this all day. Don't you see? It's not luck. It's not the best guy gets the most followers. It's the worst guy gets the most.
But here's the next thing.
He is cloud chasing, hoping that he will reach that level eventually. And it's a parasitic style of cloud chasing. That's what the fuck it is.
I'm not a sick individual who's like, oh, I want to be in show business. I want people screaming my name.
Redbar in the Wild, if you could get us in the wild, get another podcast to talk about us.
Play him the tape of me.
Get somebody to tweet about us.
You are our propaganda arm.
You could receive $100.
Okay, we paid for him, but so what? Most people don't know that.
Stars. Big names.
We will roll out the red carpet, and they will like this.
It's just a drama channel now.
How do we get the word out?
We've just been getting mentioned by famous people. That's all it takes to make people think we're blowing up.
So set up a fake Twitter account. Become 10 different people. I don't give a shit.
Our numbers have not, they're going down.
They're forgetting about us, and I'm pissed.
That's marketing. That's false advertising. That's hype. And we showed you how hype works.
Play tape of me on the air talking about Eddie and singing along to Jeremy Spoke.
I'm a princess, I'm divisive, don't know why I'm like this.
Whitney Cummings was doing jack shit when we found her.
Ashley Cummings, Whitney's biological sister, sometimes watches this show.
And they will get their asses kissed.
It really reminds me of Dasha and her new boyfriend from Red Scare.
Wow.
He said Red Scare is basically Redbar. That's what he said.
And it will make a difference.
tip about celebrities and stuff. We don't read our Facebook comments, of course.
Fuck Facebook!
It's just constantly me.
Oh, yeah.
Me.
It's all about, does everybody like me? It's a sickness. It's a sickness that I have never been programmed with. I shouldn't even be doing a show, because shows are for sick people. Any celebrity you see is a sick person. I've been suffering from this autoimmune illness for probably, what, Jules, 7 years or so?
I hear that a lot, that I'm not good anymore because I'm woke.
The one thing I think people are very worried about is Mike different? Is he woke now?
If woke means that I support people who want to be transgender.
Redbar is not against trans people. Can you believe it?
She was a man, she became a woman.
I know 2 transgender people, both of them care for me a great deal, so I care for them.
The woman was fascinating.
Trans people are pretty fucking chill.
But I love your passion about gay issues.
The people are obsessed with this trans thing, and they're getting madder and madder about it. Even now, me talking about it like I'm talking now, I will get emails.
We have continually made it our mission to talk to a male homophobic audience.
And because I'm not wanting the trans people to all die, they're done with me.
And convert them, make them understand that their feelings about gay people are backward.
And in any minute now, you're going to go on an anti-trans rant and almost dedicate your whole life. You're willing to, like, turn your back on all your fans.
Or I'm for the vaccine.
And COVID has just damaged the guy, man.
Hypochondriac Mike is back.
He did have a germaphobe kind of problem.
Disposable microfiber gloves. Buy them. You'll love these.
I was polishing up the keyboard. I wipe it clean before each show so there's no fingerprints, so it's nice. My mouse, too.
He doesn't know anyone. Locked in his basement. He doesn't speak to anyone.
Yeah, I want lockdowns forever, right? I love lockdown.
Well, dude, call me woke as you want.
People are worried about the content. Has he changed?
I am woke, and I love it.
This show called the H3 Podcast. Do people know what this is?
Before that, our smoke detector battery started chirping. The battery at our smoke detector is low.
The guy who hosts it, who is he? And how did this become a thing?
And it woke up, thankfully, to the chirping of the smoke detector.
I just thought he was a regular white guy.
Now, this thing will chirp until you go up there and press the button.
So are these 2 like Israelis, or what are they?
It makes a loud beep.
What is this about? Where did he come from? What is he? Because he's not a comedian.
And then it stops chirping.
His wife keeps being like, that was so sick.
Yeah, they're all saying they're deranged. She's deranged.
We're going to change the entire compound. We're going to clean it up.
Their set looks like Howard Stern.
I'm being ripped off again, Robin.
That shot, that's Howard Stern ripoff.
We got a studio makeover. Looks beautiful.
Like that logo.
Boy, that looks very nice.
It is interesting.
And the purple couch.
Look at the couch. I didn't even notice that.
Ooh. Oh, and I got a new mic. Yeah, I got a new mic. And it turns out the only other person to have this microphone is Howie. Howard K. Stern. And Jules has SM7B, just like Robbo. We are not Howard Stern fans, but...
Look what I got going on behind me.
Cut back to that stage, Jules. Animatronic gorilla on the way.
Did you see that, Robin? Another blatant example of how they're ripping me off.
But it's fine, because Howard Stern is radio, it's not podcasting.
I'm an innovator. No one's ever original anymore. That was obviously a blatant ripoff of me, the king of everything.
And then I realized that the clapping thing that Andy does now is like, I think he stole that from Redbar.
He literally watched all of H3's episodes while he was sick, and I told him, like, dude, you dinosaur is making you sick.
Yeah. You're past the point where you're consuming it ironically. You're like, now you're enjoying H3, and it's poisoning you.
All these YouTubers, just so that they could title a clip so that when it's on YouTube, they can get a ton of clicks. I guess we officially launched the new Redbar YouTube channel. Every episode gets, like 3 to 5 clips from the show just thrown up there. And yeah, just flooding YouTube with clips so that they could clip it into like a 10-minute clip and make all this money off of it. That's how gross these people are. We just want to get into YouTube's algorithm. The numbers are going into the wrong hands on YouTube because of these algorithms. You get into that algorithm and you start racking up those numbers, and now you're in that homepage zone on YouTube. People will watch anything. It's what is put in front of them first, right? Where right now it's leading nowhere. I've got the highest one we have is 856 views, 19 dislikes. And pretend it's actually a show when it's really just these two got lucky off that algorithm. Shit, I might have to just change my whole personality, to be honest. Start over. This isn't what people want.
Periscope doesn't really get the blame for the digital litter that it caused. You know, before everybody being able to stream live, it was kind of a different world.
You know, the internet is now filled with what I can only describe as digital litter. Anybody can just do a show.
Redbar talks about PODAWFUL.
I invented the video camera.
It is a subscriber plaque, one of those plaques that YouTube gives out for hitting 9,000 subscriber. Oh my God, this is an honor. Thank you so much, YouTube.
Gold records, broadcast awards. Okay, we paid for them, but so what? Most people don't know that.
Very weird.
I don't know. You're being easy.
His Jules turned into Ethan Klein.
Yes, that's what he's groomed her into becoming a producer.
Are you okay? Are you crying? Wait, are you crying? Dude.
I'm having a rough show.
Yeah.
And she's also the person that wipes his ass, cleans his diapers.
He wears diapers?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Are you okay though?
I'm having a little bit of a rough day.
Yeah,
so let's just
a lot to adjust to. A lot of new stuff, new impulses.
Well, he's pathetic.
Wow.
Let's just put it like that.
To the number one question that's been on everybody's mind since we've met, Ethan Klein, and that question is she retarded? Really? Does she have Down syndrome? And I remember, you know, that's not my original joke. I remember there was some video criticizing him years ago, or somebody said it.
Your head is empty, woman. This is a podcast for Down syndrome.
Redbar talks about PODAWFUL.
Look at Ethan Klein. Have you guys seen how she's been dressing? She's really taken some risks there with her wardrobe, and she's really trying to be a really fancy. She's really jumped the shark with this. I'm a fashion designer.
And somebody used the phrase, oh, did the show jump the shark?
Yeah.
A guy who works with me, this guy John Hyde, he started that when shows turned bad. Do you still catalog when shows jump the shark?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I'd rather it be something new. All right, I think here we go. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
Hired a drummer.
Yikes.
What?
Wow.
The fuck?
Is this the Late Night Show with Jimmy Fallon or something?
This is embarrassing. I don't like this. The rest of the studio is never going to get used.
He has a gun. He puts it in his mouth.
With a smile. He is happy to be here.
Welcome to the show! Happy to be here. I'm your host, Jesse. This is PODAWFUL. Is Comedy Shaman losing it in chat over that intro? Do you see now why it took me so long to do this episode, by the way? It was a pretty good intro, I think. The whole time I was editing that, I was thinking, Comedy Shaman is going to there's going to be one guy who enjoys the 12-minute long intro to this show, and it's Comedy Shaman. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Was he saying good things in chat? I hope so. He says you're witnessing magic to some guy. Yeah, I saw a few good Comedy Shaman comments in there. He was enjoying it. LOL, the Kumia clip, he says. What are other people saying in the chat room right now? Hi, everybody. By the way, I want to be clear about this. This isn't like some big attack episode. I'm not doing a documentary or anything. I just noticed some similarities. That's all. I just thought I saw some funny things. So this isn't an episode where we are, I'm going line by line showing somebody's hypocrisy, all of their little mannerisms.
They're cyberbullying me to death.
It's not that we're just making fun of an old guy trying to be cool. That's it. Okay, that's it. And we're doing it the only way I know how, which is, listen, here's the thing. We've got Redbar fans, DIAPEBEASTS, I call them. If you don't know about Redbar, Redbar is a show that I've known for 13 years, and he's known me for 13 years, maybe more. And somebody asked in chat right before the show began, and I will get to know every single person in chat on a personal level. We will be learning about everybody. I saw some people were asking about if they can become a moderator, and you can. You can apply for that on our website. Go to our website, fill out the form. I'll need your SOCH, 3 forms of ID, which is, and by the way, they are all going to Israel, so Ethan and Ela will wind up with those, but we will get to know everybody in chat, all of this stuff. You'll get to know me. I've been learning an instrument. I've been getting better at it, by the way. Okay, prop comedy. That's what the DIAPEBEASTS are here, so you got to do a little bit of prop comedy or they tune out at the very beginning. You buy a thing on Amazon, and then they go, woo, woo. So if you don't know about Redbar, it's a show, all right? And here's what it used to be. It used to be an Opie and Anthony ripoff. You know, he would bring on comedians, and they would just bullshit. And then in like 2017, he decided to start making fun of the internet. It was like a brand new concept in 2017. Nobody had tried it before. I don't know what I was doing in all that time. Somebody had asked in the chat room, what's the history there? There's no history. Again, this is an old man. In his mid-40s, he decided, what if I was a fashionista? So now we have to do a show. And I don't know anything about Howard Stern. That intro was very Stern heavy, but I do know that everybody else seems to have opinions on this Howard Stern character. And the opinion I always hear from everybody is that he sucks now. That he jumped the shark. He jumped the shark. He's no longer good. And the thing that they most often cite is like that some lady took over his show for him and he became woke and he's not edgy anymore. And I always chalk that up to just, a guy gets older. He starts trying to, be more reasonable. He starts reflecting on his life. He starts thinking about all the things he's done. Maybe he feels regretful about making fun of retarded people for 30 years and becoming a multi-millionaire off of it. I don't personally understand that mindset at all. That will never, ever happen to me. We will always be making fun of retarded people. But then I found out that no, it's not that at all. It turns out Howard Stern decided one day, he used to make fun of celebrities. Then he decided he wanted to be one of them and he wanted to hang out with them. So I just noticed some similarities. I just noticed that the clout chasing was kind of similar. That's all. It's funny. It's funny. I don't know. And so the DIAPEBEASTS are here. They're mad. I saw some mad in the chat. There's no reason to be mad about this, unless you are mind polluted. You can't, if you can't look at your guy and see the funny things about him, then maybe there's something wrong with you. Clay is the best character from Howard Stern. Is that Clay Combs, the comedy shaman? I don't know who you mean. As a DIAPEBEAST, I thank you for adding in the prop comedy. Should we go back to that for a second? Hang on. We just got to keep these guys entertained for a little. It's like jangling keys at a baby. Okay. I am getting better at that. That is the song of my people, in case you were wondering. I hear you're getting older, says Riley. Yeah, exactly. So a guy gets older. Suddenly he wants to be famous. He wants to be friends with everybody. He wants to be liked by everybody. That's a sickness. Where have I heard that before? I don't know. Oh my God. Something happened. Oh, I pressed a button by accident. Everything fucked up for a second. So I don't know. He became a fashionista. And the DIAPEBEASTs, we call them Redbar wears diapers. All right, if you don't know, it was revealed he wears diapers. This has been confirmed to be a legitimate thing. It wasn't just a joke in passing. I've asked Sven about it. Redbar had this friend named Sven. I'm going to have to explain a lot here if you're brand new. You know what? Go back. You got to go back. PODAWFUL.com. Just go back. Figure it all out yourself. We don't have the time. We really don't. I've got a lot to get into here. But the guy starts wearing outfits, you know. Apparently, Mike David, that's Redbar, he discovered this place called Zoomies. And then he found out Zoomies is a store and an online thing. And so he was having to go there in person, and which is a no-no for him, having to go to a place. So then he found out you can buy clothing on the internet, and he found a place called Online Ceramics. And basically what have you ever seen those clothes that cool guys wear? You know, really cool old men wear, where it's like this meta-ironic sincerity of a shirt. Like the shirt seems sincere, but the person wearing it makes you go, they're not. That's Online Ceramics. It's like just a design of like a cartoon dog holding up a flower and saying like, why can't we be friends with the trees? And you go, huh? What? So, again, Mike's been wearing new outfits. He's got new outfits on. Let's take a look. If you don't know Mike David, we should get to know him a little bit. Here's Mike and his outfits.
Thank you very much. They love me. They love it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
You don't have to buy any of them,
Well, I wasn't going to buy any, but still, I can congratulate you.
Are you vying for the title of the most pretentious man in the world?
What is this?
Yes.
I've had this for decades.
It looks like the little drummer boy's funeral. This is what he's wearing in the casket.
Wait, can you not hear that? Wait, is that working? Is this on? Okay, yeah, this is, anyway.
It's very funny.
It's Richard Lewis. The joke is it's Richard Lewis, all right? It's a dead corpse of a man. Don't worry about it. Just, oh my God. Oh my God. Wait a second. Hang on a second. Guys, welcome back to the moon base, by the way. Remember all this? Yeah, okay, we got a whole show here for you. This is crazy. This is, what an exciting episode.
At home because I knew you would, just...
Sorry, I'm getting readjusted, resettled in here. So yeah, he's a corpse. Richard Lewis is a corpse. He's a Jewish corpse. Mike David, do you get it? He's wearing a cool little outfit. All right, anyway, Larry David. I don't know. There's something in there probably somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere in there. We can hear it, they say. Oh, thank God. All right, let's open up the blast doors here. Uh-oh. And then we'll do a show. Ladies and gentlemen, the moon base. That's cool, huh? Okay, you can hear it. Thank God. I don't know how this show was working before any of this. Yeah, woo, big board, they're saying. Yeah, we got the big board. Public access never looked so good. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. 6,000,001, they say about Richard Lewis. Hey, it's about to be 6,000,002. That means nothing. Don't worry about what I just said. There's nothing to... Okay, well, anyway, grab your Dr. Peppers. This is going to be a big one. This is going to be long and big and hard and full of semen. Here's what happened. The real reason we're doing this episode, again, it's not an attack on the guy. We've got the DIAPEBEASTs here. The DIAPEBEASTs, the fans of Redbar. My problem is with them. I don't mind if, an old Jewish guy tries to lure younger ladies by dressing like a 20-something-year-old Asian kid from the Bronx. That doesn't bother me whatsoever. Oh, you're in your late 30s and you just found out who Kanye West is? That's cool. Nice Yeezys. So that doesn't bother me at all. It's the fans. And I don't hate them. They just stink. They're just stupid. And they support a thing that sucks, that jumped the shark a long time ago. So in my head, the DIAPEBEASTs need to figure out one simple thing. Nobody hates fans of Redbar more than Redbar. Not possible. So the best way to make fun of this guy, you know, a guy who is constantly searching how to be cool. He types that into his internet browser, which I don't know what the cool browser is, by the way, but that's the one he's Firefox. Maybe. You guys have to let me know. I don't look up cool stuff. I don't care about being cool. I find that the antithesis of funny is cool. There's one guy on Earth who manages to be both, and nobody's going to like my answer about this, but it's true. I am right about this. And it's a guy that another guy, Howard Stern, Ethan Klein, these are people that Redbar is now trying to be. All right. He's made fun of them in the past. He wants to be them. Another guy he's made fun of and now wants to be is the only guy who is both funny and cool. You're going to hate me for this. Just hear me out. It's Gavin McInnes.
They're cyberbullying me to death.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Listen, the guy invented Vice magazine. He invented hipsterdom. That's quote unquote cool. That's the same type of cool that a DIAPEBEAST is trying to be. And he is he is old now too, though. And the one thing he gets wrong is I like Gavin. I think he's very funny. And yes, I liked when he put the thing in his butt. Okay. It was funny. You're allowed to laugh at gay stuff. Okay? If you can't laugh at a gay thing, you're gay.
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
Think about that, all right? You might want to just laugh at gay stuff. So a guy tried to put a thing up his butt. So what? I watched that live. I was laughing my head off. Now, the thing he gets wrong is he's an older guy, and he's still hanging on to the fact that he was a punk in the 80s, and that you do have to let that go. All right. And Mike does the same thing, by the way. He was a punk in the 90s. Weezer, Green Day, get it? I'm a princess, I'm retarded, don't know how I just sharded. My diaper is full now, I'm turning one knob now. Cut to me, Jules. So nobody hates Redbar fans more than Redbar, and there's no better way to get at the guy to make him realize how gay he's being than to show him his fans to his face. PODAWFUL is the only show that covers other shows' fans. You know, I invented this thing called PODAWFUL's Watching You. You might have noticed it in the theme song of the show. We'll talk about that more a little bit later. But yeah, we're watching the fans of shows. We're watching everything that's the internet. The whole thing is a playground. It's not just about the shows. And if you put yourself out there, particularly you put yourself on public profiles, you make yourself available for critique, commentary, criticism. I put myself out there for it, and it happens. People say stuff about me. One guy got really, really mad that I had Mike's old friend Sven host my show for me. And you may remember that I had a different YouTube channel. Not that long ago, I had a YouTube channel, and then it went, bye-bye. Bye. Love you too. And that was it. It was gone. And it turns out a guy took credit for it, and the guy who took credit for it is a DIAPEBEAST. He's one of Redbar's fans. So I just want to be very clear about what I'm going to do here now. We're going to go over this guy, which you might not think is even an option, a choice. But yeah, you can do that. You can talk about a guy who puts his stuff out there publicly. So these names are all part of a public Facebook forum. Redbar uses Facebook because Redbar is ancient, because Redbar is the crypt keeper. Honestly, Richard Belzer probably had it easier than Mike David. So I just want to be clear, and we're not going to cover anything that is hidden, anything that is private info. But the end result of this episode will be that this guy or someone like him, someone that uses Redbar to feel cool because one time Ice Spice heard about it. I can't get over Ice Spice, by the way. I only found out what Ice Spice was like half a year ago. And the way I found out was that it turns out somebody clipped a thing where Redbar was talking about Ice Spice. I thought I was like, oh, great. He's going back to making fun of Down syndrome people. This is great. This is a return to form. This is pre-Jump the Shark Redbar. It turns out she's like famous. She's somehow, I don't know if it's like one of those jokes. Is it like when in a movie they take the ugliest girl in school and try to humiliate her by making her the prom queen? Everybody's pretending she's hot. She has a red Ronald McDonald afro, and everyone's like, yeah, no, it looks really good. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's actually excellent. What does she sing? Is she a singer or a rapper? Never heard any of her music. All I know is that Ice Spice is very important to, young, hip guys like Mike David. So everything we're covering here, 100% public, 100% legal to cover. All right. I have to say that because this guy is going to try to take this episode down. I'm probably going to lose my YouTube channel over this entire thing. And I don't care. Won't be the first time. Won't be the last time. We'll just start a new season and go again. Thing is, we might lose this episode. So you should be recording this episode. You can restream this episode. This is what I was telling everybody right before the show. Like, make sure, you can stream this to your own channel. I don't care. Upload it, download it while it's live. Do whatever you want with this show because it's time to pollute the net. Digital litter. It's a phrase I invented years ago. It's actually one of the themes of Pod Awful. And then some other people found out about it this year. And I've been railing against digital litter. The entire Mersh effect, the whole point of that was this digital litter concept where everybody can go live now. Now nothing is special. There are no shows. There are only streams. All of this stuff. These are all concepts that I've been railing against for a while now. And it's an unwinnable situation. Like, we can't just sit here and try to fight against it, sit against the wind.
I have autism. I can't help it.
They're saying pollute the net in chat. Yeah, so here's the thing, is everybody's littering. You ever been in a Chicken Bones neighborhood? You ever been in a certain demographic of neighborhood? Chinese. Actually, you know what? I don't want to be racist here at all. All right. I was going to try to dance around a racial top. Everybody makes fun of low income black neighborhoods for being littered with chicken bones. The Chinese don't get it enough. Have you ever been to Chinatown in New York City? Look in the subway. They think that the train tracks is the trash can. That's the dump to them. Train track, landfill, whatever. The train will just take care of it. It just runs over it. Banana peel. You got to watch out. Sometimes when you ride the train through Chinatown, you end up getting a giant blue shell come. If you're too fast, it stops you. So make sure you pick a power. I don't know. All right. Anyway. So this episode might get taken down. There's nothing we can do about it. All of these people are littering the internet. We are going to enter the data wars here very soon. All right. We now exist in a world where the content is made by AI and it's being watched by AI. Everybody on Twitter, I follow a lot of artists on Twitter. They're all panicking over AI taking over, the posts. Everybody, the AI is going to take over your content. AI is going to take over your whole feed. That's not what you should be worried about. The AI will take over you as just the guy looking at it. And it already has. All the numbers are fake. So if everybody's throwing banana peels down on the train track, the very least we can do is throw a few shinier ones down on top of it. Pollute the net.
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
So I lost my YouTube channel. I had no idea what had happened. And then about a month in, somebody sends me this in the Redbar Facebook group. A bunch of people are celebrating my channel getting taken down. Strange. Why? Is it fear, Jules? That's different. Different. FFERNT. Cut to me. So this guy, Zach Zoda, says, I guess this means for once Redbar isn't watching. No one is. Oh, well. I actually like that comment a lot because it's saying exactly what I'm always saying, which is when people show up in the chat and say Redbar's watching, I go, yeah, I know. Redbar's watching. PODAWFUL. I know. It's very obvious sometimes. So I like that comment. I wasn't mad about that. Someone says that's what he gets for letting Ethan Ralph host sober. Here's the one that got me. This guy here at the bottom is named Ryan Kelly. And Ryan Kelly, public profile, public post, says, you're welcome, everyone. Top contributor, by the way. One of the top contributors. You're welcome, everyone. No thanks required. Just doing the Lord's work. Now, I'm not a crazy person. I first took that to be a joke. I mean, number one, I took one look at him and went, nah, come on, man. Look at this guy. So imagine you're Mike David. Everything in the world is about you being cool. That's the only thing you care about. This is your top contributor. This is your top guy. Mr. Vaporwave. And by the way, beautiful hips. A man after my own hips. They don't like a BMW guy. This is a Mersh. So you've got a Mersh guy here. He's wearing Vaporwave. I mean, what? This is me if I cut my hair. There's like no difference basically physically between me and this guy. That's bad. You don't want that. You start getting weird vibes looking at something like this. I think he might even be wearing a Redbar shirt under this hideous Mac OS shirt. I mean, jacket he's got on. So, but this is what I'm talking about. These are DIAPEBEASTs, right? So I took this comment he said as a joke, Ryan Kelly. This is nothing real. Come on. But he confirmed it. I thought that he was like just talking shit. No one else ever took the blame for this, and he kept taking the blame for it. So if he was lying, if this was a joke, I've given him every opportunity to clear this up for months, and he's only tripled, quadrupled, sexta, whatever. He's doubled down 100 times, whatever that means. So here, and again, these are public posts. I'm not trying to show anything here, but these are public posts. Here's Ryan Kelly. Here's his public profile. I'm just showing you that his profile was public, that we could see it. All right. He's got a beautiful family here. He's got a beautiful wife. I believe that's also Shrek's wife. He's got some wonderful children that we'll leave out of it. You wouldn't want to say anything bad about the kids, would you? You're not allowed to make fun of children on the internet, or else something bad will happen. Or else Sam Tripoli will show up to your apartment and scare you off for a year. So, by the way, this whole thing with the kid, like, all right, you're not going to be happy with this one, but I got to say this real quick. There's everything is this political thing. I don't care about politics. I need to be clear. I don't vote. I don't care about politics whatsoever, but everything online is left and right and boring. And I hate it all. And here's what I've noticed, okay? So a lot of you people, you lean one way. You're going to be upset about this. The Redbar audience are going to be mad when I talk about the lefties. And my audience are going to be mad when I talk about the righties. And I don't care. But the left guys, leftoids, the leftovers, they've got this magic word that they think is supposed to be their get out of jail free card. And it's called offended. And then we know, like everybody here, we understand that doesn't mean anything. Oh, you're offended by that? Goo goo gaga. I'm a baby. And then the conservative guys, though, they are also gay dorks. just the, the dark obverse of the coin. And they've got their own magic word that's supposed to get them out of everything. And it's the word children. The second someone said, my children, my kids, my children, it's supposed to get them out. It's a get out of jail free card for any criticism, any complaints. Your kids are ugly. You know how I know? They look like you and your wife. You're allowed to say it. We're just saying it. All right. So he's got 2 fucking mutant rat children here. And I got to show you this pic. Look at how fat and ugly his wife is. Now, I'm allowed to say this because these are public figures. They publicly post. And, a lot of people, they might not draw the line at kids, but they draw the line at the wife. Why do you got to bring the wife into it? The wife is also a diaper beast.
I have autism. I can't help it.
Owns to make us feel good.
Okay. She's just as much into this and part of it as he is. He had her report the channel too. She's part of it. Okay. She's in the Facebook group. She's reporting. She's laughing. She blocks people. The whole thing. All right. So she's part of it. And of course, he's sitting there wearing his Redbar Scars Club hat. Wow. Cool. Wow. You bought the new heat. Cool heat. Oh, suddenly it's getting drafty in here. So this is who you've got wearing your merch that you pretend you put all this effort into, that you acted. You're just buying the same crap available to anybody else and selling it. And you're pretending like you went to the lengths. You went to Nepal to source these Egyptian cottons that they can only grow on the top of a mountain. They're perfect. The thread count, you wouldn't believe the thread count in my shitty dad hat. And by the way, if all of that was true, who cares? It's ending up on this guy's head. This stack of meat's head. Okay, so this is a Redbar guy. She is a massive Redbar ham planet. They're saying in the chat room the diameter on that DIAPEBEAST. Okay. So everybody gets it. By the way, why do all DIAPEBEASTs look like Hostbusters? Every single one of them just looks like this. We did a whole DIAPEBEAST episode on Hostbusters. I thought for a second, I was like, oh my God, this is Hostbuster reported my channel. He got me again. He got me back for that episode. You know what? Tit for tat. I couldn't even be mad. And then it turns out it's a different guy somehow. I don't know how, but somehow. If I mix these up real quick. All right, close your eyes real quick. Okay, is this Hostbuster or the other guy, Ryan? Can you even tell? Close your eyes. Which one is it? You don't know, do you? No, it was, actually, I don't know either. So, all right, so this is Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly, the DIAPEBEAST. Let's get to know Ryan Kelly a little bit. What kind of guy is he? Well, here's his public likes on Facebook. He's into the North Carolina State Board of Elections. He's part of the Progressive Caucus of the North Carolina Democratic Party. Progress North Carolina Action, North Carolina Democratic Party. Okay, so he's a lefty kind of guy. No big deal. That's fine. His wife is also something of a lefty. Here's her post. Her name's Fiona, by the way. So Fiona Kelly. It says, I got my first ever gun today. Now that's, when you hear a lefty gets a gun, that's terrifying, right? I got my first ever gun today, DC 9. Watch out. If there's a Christian school nearby, evacuate. Post pics of your favorite firearm or the first gun you've ever had. Whatever speaks to you most. P.S. I'm a flamboyant liberal queer, and my more... I read that. You know what? I tried to get through that sentence like that was completely normal. I attempted to do it. I'm a flamboyant liberal queer. Are you sure you should be posting? Like, you want your whole... It's Facebook. Your family's going to know now. You're supposed to hide that somewhere inside a closet and a shoebox somewhere. And my more right friends feel like they have converted me and are ecstatic. Maybe they're right a bit. It's not likely, though, but I'll just let them think that because I love my friends. And then she bought this gun. So she's not, she's queer because this is what makes a woman queer, by the way. Her hair is a different color now. So, at one point she had human colored hair, and now she's got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze hair. And she also bought this gun that is, I believe it's styled to match the trans flag. So again, watch, if you have ever once professed a love for Jesus Christ, well, guess what? You're about to get to meet him. Good job. Hey, all right. Hey, that's fun for you. Good day, man. If you're worried like me, then you might be one of Fiona's own friends and family, because here's one of them saying, I don't feel confidently about you owning a handgun. To which Fiona says, that's pretty fucked up. I don't know why anyone would feel more confident about you owning one, for instance. It would be one thing if you said you don't feel confident about anyone owning one. In this case, you are very clearly implying that there is something about me which would make it unsafe. And that is so incredibly ridiculous. I don't know where to begin. But I guess, first of all, what makes you think that I have the authority to say that someone that passed the background checks to buy a firearm and who immediately registered it is asking for safety pointers would be unsafe for using a gun? I'm fully expecting any answer you have to be completely offensive. There's the word. And inappropriate and based on wild assumptions, but please continue. Okay, that's Fiona. We're just getting to know her. Now, I told you, I was very nice about this. I assumed Ryan Kelly was joking about taking down my YouTube channel. So I messaged him. I showed him a screenshot of what he said. And I said, hey, man, I'm going to be nice and give you the chance to apologize to me personally and make a post apologizing just in case you were joking. Okay. Now, there was a problem. Ryan did not respond to me. So I had to let him know I was being very serious about needing this apology. I did a little research, and it turns out Fiona, his wife, this is what makes her a public figure. Fiona Kelly, Fiona McCrossan, as she was known at the time, is a meme. So this says, this was the case with Fiona, the subject of our story, who uploaded a picture of herself and her new gun on the Facebook group DC9. Remember what we were just reading 2 seconds ago? It turns out that's going to be important here in a second. And arrogantly defending her safe personality and suitability for gun ownership, at the same time being, in her own words, a flamboyant liberal queer. Whatever her political views have got to do with anything. Right from the start, the whole situation raised concerns for people who knew Fiona and expressed their doubts about her gun purchase. And sadly, now these guys get to say, I told you so. So, what happened? Well, Fiona became newsworthy. So we're now covering newsworthy content here. So I sent Ryan Kelly my findings. Here's my message to him saying, all you got to do is apologize and say you were joking. And this time I sent along with it a screenshot of his wife's mugshot. Okay. Woman suspected of firing handgun during road rage incident in Las Cruces. And suddenly Ryan became unavailable to message on Messenger. I thought that was odd. I couldn't believe it. What happened? Oh, no, he must have deleted his app by mistake. His phone exploded. He was in the Challenger disaster or something. He warped through. He took a warp pipe. He's now in level 8, and I got to catch up. So here's a headline. I got my first ever gun today. And a picture of Fiona and her mutant hair. Woman posts pic with her first gun, boasting of her safe personality, regrets it a few weeks later. Woman suspected. There's multiple articles about this man's wife. And again, she was part of this. She confirmed she was part of this. Woman suspected of firing handgun during road rage incident in Las Cruces. There's her mugshot. As you can see, she's actually taller than Mike David. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. Congrats. She's 5'7". That is officially taller than Mike David. That's pretty good. She looks pretty liberal and queer in this mugshot too. A road rage incident on Thursday resulted in gunfire and the arrest of the woman suspected of discharging a handgun. All right, so let's read that article. Let's get to know her a little bit better. This says, you have to be pretty careful about the things you say on social media, as so many people have found out to their cost. Your past comments can be dug up and used against you. Actually, hang on a second. Let's put her, we want her right there while we read this story. Your past comments can catch up to get ya. Fiona, the subject of our story, who uploaded a picture of herself with a gun and arrogantly defended her safe personality. Well, it turns out mere weeks after Fiona's purchase, she got into a world of trouble. And you can scroll below to see how it panned out. Okay, will do. Thank you, The News. This is a gun mystery. Doing a gun mystery. All right, so they've got screenshots of all that stuff we've seen. The incident occurred on the streets of Las Cruces, New Mexico. A young woman and her 13-year-old sister were driving up. So, okay, this involves teens. A young woman and her 13-year-old sister were driving up to an intersection when another car, driven by Fiona, approached and began honking at them. Uh-oh. Clown World, anybody? Clown World? See a guy with bozo's hair pull up next to you and start honking his horn, waving a gun. You know you're in trouble. They didn't even have to know she was a flamboyant liberal queer. Instantly, they could just sense something was amiss. Okay, so what happened? Driven by Fiona, approached and began honking at them. According to a post by Las Cruces Police Department, both vehicles turned north and both drivers engaged in aggressive driving. It was at this time, after an episode of reckless driving, that Fiona, for reasons unknown, this says, fired a gun at the other vehicle through her own rear windshield. Yikes! That's psycho. Okay, if you're shooting, like, she didn't even roll the window down to do this, and she was ahead of them. How, like, it is really hard to be the bad guy in a road rage incident in front, you know? I guess in a tailgating situation, sure. So Fiona then fled the immediate area, but was located a short while later at an apartment, the police reported. She was taken into custody for aggravated assault. This is an attempted murderer. She shot at a 13-year-old. The children. The children is where me personally, I draw the line. This is a newsworthy story. She was taken into custody for aggravated assault, and police located a spent 38-aught caliber shell casing inside Fiona's Mazda. Police also recovered the handgun Fiona is believed to have used. So they stole her gun. She only had it for weeks, and then they took her gun from her for good. Thank you, the police. Whew. We salute our law enforcement. We love our cops, our law enforcement. I used to be a doctor, but now my resume says flamboyant liberal queer, says crunchy cynicism. Yeah. That's a nice thing to have on your resume. You'll definitely get hired just about anywhere with that one. Okay, so where were we? All right, so here's Fiona. So now Ryan Kelly is really mad because he now knows that I now know about his big fat wife shooting at a child, which is no good for him. So what he does is he decides to go and tell the DIAPEBEASTS that actually it is me who is mad. Now, I'm mad. Of course I'm mad. I lost my YouTube channel. It was tough. That stinks. But I'm not shoot a gun at a child mad. So he posts this. He says, Jesse PS is angry at me. And this little meme of me mad. They couldn't find an actual image of me mad. They had to draw in my anger. They had to telestrate my anger. And then some other guy says, you made him mad, and then posts my tweet where I tweeted out this info about Fiona. Now, I was doing that as a public service. I didn't want, just in case there were any, I don't know, let's say 13-year-old Mexican girls just driving around town. I didn't want Fiona. Fiona's a danger. They got to put out a liberal queer alert, a turquoise alert. You know, there's a amber alert, a silver alert, and a rainbow flag alert. So Ryan Kelly says he's so bad at blackmail, he does everything he can to get arrested, but for nothing that can threaten me. I don't even know what he means. He's like losing his mind over this whole thing. So then he makes another post in there. Now, keep in mind, most of the Facebook group has no idea what's going on. They don't know what he's talking about. This is like a bizarre guy to them that they, you know, even though he's a top contributor, most of them don't even know this dude. He says, imagine, this is crazy. Imagine living in New York State or Michigan and saying out loud, smoking weed and drinking is bad. We could take all day. We could have the next million years of the chat trying to explain to me that sentence, and I will never understand what it means. He seems to think I live in New York State and Michigan, and that in like as if Michigan, it's like basically Michigan, Colorado, and Jamaica, man, the capital of the world for the Irie. Smoke that bleach. There is no damage I can do to Jesse that hasn't already been done. And then, this is the craziest part. Instead of posting a video of like Redbar talking shit about me, he posts a clip from the Angie's Random Edits channel, PODAWFUL Savage Clips, of me making fun of Redbar. Like the worst prank call that Redbar ever did. It was like absolute dog shit. So then somebody says, yeah, this guy is so mad, and posts another screenshot of one of my tweets about Fiona. And then he says, why is he saying your wife shot people? And Ryan Kelly says, same reason he says Mike is in a diaper. Oh, because it's true. Michigan is a lake. The state is long forgotten, they say. Yeah, the worst thing you could compare this to is the Mike diaper situation. That's true. So you're just saying your wife did shoot at... I mean, that is true. It's reported in the New York Times or whatever. So then Ryan goes on to try to defend his wife. He says, nope, she never shot people. That would be defamation. Legally actionable. Oh, really? Well, let me just ask my lawyer about that. Did that even work? It didn't pick up any of that, did it? Hang on.
Defamation. Only if it's not true.
Thank you, Nick Ricada. Okay, so I don't think you know how defamation works, Ryan. So he says that's illegally actionable. Then this guy replies, so she is just an attempted murderer. And then a guy called Eric Wood says, and failed. How cringe. Then Ryan says, nope, another defamation from you, though. And then Ryan says, never mind. I looked at your profile. It's only Jesse PS dick sucking. You even know who Dick Masterson is. You have posted libel. FYI.
I have autism. I can't help it.
And then Ryan says, I finally saw his lossless stream. I was on these stream. Lossless. I was on his stream and we talked about some of this stuff. He said, they say in plain English, this is just because I enjoy Redbar and they have some weird personal issues with Mike. Nobody said that. My weird personal issue is with you, the guy who took down my YouTube channel. But now he's got to rewrite history because his wife is a now famous, and please do share this show, a now famous attempted murderer of a child, which is where we draw the line. Clapping, I invented this. No one clapped before me. Screens. Okay. So then this guy, Brandon Mueller, says, well, I think it's because you made a bunch of comments about reporting his channel and he saw them, at least the Jesse part. Like, you got to see that, man. You have to. You were a little naive, went buck, and now you have a wild bunch of meth heads coming after you. Hang on a second. So they're DIAPEBEASTS. We're the meth heads. That's basic math, he says. All right, well, reasonable. Brandon Mueller, a longtime fan of Redbar, and even longer time fan, by the way, secret fan of PodAWFUL. He secretly likes all of my tweets on Twitter now that they're private. You can't see it, but he does do it. He says, no one here likes Jesse. He's lying, of course. And it's not because of Redbar allegiance. Really? That's a meme. Fandom here is a meme. So this is you're in an ironic fan group. Is that what I'm led to believe here? This is the new, now that they have a name, when you give a thing a name, it's like, it's powerful. That's a powerful move, to give a thing a name. We gave these guys the name DIAPEBEASTS, and now they don't even want to be fans of Redbar. They're acting as though it's ironic. This is another top contributor. This guy, like, you will hear Mike mention this guy's name on the show, and he's like, I'm not actually a fan of Redbar. That's something I say as a joke at parties. That's something I tell Ice Spice so that she'll laugh. He says, which is why you probably aren't getting any support here, because no one is taking any of this seriously. It's just a big, messy, stupid show that you are unfortunately involved in. Well, if you're involved in it, you made yourself involved in it. So here's another guy. This is another big-time Redbar guy. I'm sorry, another ironic fan of Redbar. This guy called Xander Mack. Now the group has turned against him. Now, I like to be fair. Fair is fair. If the DIAPEBEASTS are reasonable, we're not just going to cover the insane ones. It's mostly the insane ones. It turns out there's two types of fans of Redbar: insane losers and ironic fake fans, which I'm perfectly fine with. So this guy, Xander Mack, says, Ryan Kelly admitted to getting Jesse PS's YouTube channel banned. Then he got butt hurt. This man is saying, Ryan, that you got hurt inside of your butt. That's great. Like, if somebody said that about me, I would force them to apologize. All right. Then he got butt hurt because Jesse started trolling him in response. Next, he comes here thinking that we will all rally behind him. So I call him retarded because, well, this is only the behavior a retard is capable of. And Ryan's response is to block me. Don't be like Ryan. Then this guy, Calvin, says, I must have been blocked ages ago because I can't see any of this. Now, slowly, the thread is unraveled, and everybody starts finding out that this Ryan guy is so crazy and so fearful of being judged by the other DIAPEBEASTS that he has pre-blocked them all. most of the people in this group, even though he's a top contributor, he posts in there more than anybody. Most of them can't even see his posts. This guy is just yelling down a hallway.
And then Mike said that Jules was going to live in a cage, and then...
So this person says, so if he blocked you, Xander, does that mean he can't see this post at all? Correct. Before I saw this post, he said this on my post. Danny was the only comment, so confirmed blocked, but he wants people to believe they are blocking him and not the other way around. So then he starts lying to everybody and saying they're blocking him, as if they don't know, as if you don't know as a human being which way the blocking happened. So now Brandon Mueller says, I'm debating calling. Okay, so now we're going to have to cover some of this in a pod after show. We'll do that after the show tonight. I called Ryan a few times. A few people called Ryan a few times. We were just trying to get this whole thing straight. You know, we're just trying to iron out all the wrinkles here. And Ryan started spastically posting our phone numbers in the Redbar Facebook group. So we'll cover that in the after show. But this guy says, I'm debating calling the Jesse number so I can get the whole story. Ha ha ha. So effing silly. To all new people, yes, everyone you harass is also in here, either under an alt or through some type of fan spy. So assume what you write is being seen and make it good. And then Xander says, I have spoken to a few elders of the group, and it seems he has been quietly amassing a BBG block list. BBG is the Facebook group that numbers in the dozens. He has dozens of the top guys blocked in this group. So again, the fans who pretend to like Redbar are, of course, reasonable people. That's the reasonable way to be in life, is like you're just pretending to like Redbar. It's a joke to you. This is where it gets really good. Gabriel Rogers says, watch what you say about Ryan Kelly. His wife is a flamboyant liberal queer who is armed and dangerous. If someone could screenshot this and send it to Ryan, I want him to know. I think him and his wife are really cool, and I'm not like the others. Please. I don't want to be gunned down by a trans man with a Fortnite gun. And then he posted the mugshot and the stories about Fiona and her crimes. So this has all been, I mean, look, in the end, Mike's the majority of Mike's fans were on my side, making fun of Ryan on all of this, which is cool, but it doesn't give them a pass. You get no pass, and here's why. Mike David is Ethan Klein, an old grandmother past her prime, trying desperately to look cool. If he had any idea that guys like Ryan Kelly made up the entirety of his fan base now, he would shit his diaper more. And then I compared Mike to the grandma dinosaur from the show Dinosaurs. Which, tell me these are different people and I will disagree. Are you kidding me? That's the same sort of person. Oh, a little preview. Ooh, I accidentally gave you. All right, fine, I'll do it. I accidentally just gave you a tiny little preview of something. So in the pod after show, there's stuff involved in this that I cannot show you. So it's illegal on YouTube. We can't do it. Now, it's not illegal to cover it. It's just against YouTube's terms of service, and I'm not going to do that. So we're going to go into the pizza fund after the show is completely over. PodAwful.pizza. Join the $6 level. Get immediate access to all the stuff in that level and this after show where we're going to go over some stuff that was uncovered by Mike's Facebook group about Fiona. Even I didn't find this. Here's a question. And again, remember, we draw our line here at children. Here's a question, Fiona. When you posted any other mommy clowns here and there was an image of your baby sucking on your exposed tit to Facebook, was that sexual? Because, listen, I'm starting to believe that Fiona blasting caps through her own back windshield at children and now dressing up like a clown, trying to sexualize her own child. I'm starting to think that maybe, just maybe, she's one of the Earth's jokers.
Bada bing, bada boom, baby.
This is going to be wild. So all of that in the Pizza Fund later after the show. We still got tons more for you here publicly, though. We got more DIAPEBEASTs to cover. We'll also be covering some interesting conversations I had with Sven.
PODAWFUL talks about me a lot.
Okay, Sven Stuffles, the animator. I like Sven. Sven and I are friends. This whole thing happened because these guys wanted to gatekeep a dude that they think Mike David should own.
My whole life has just been people like PODAWFUL.
Okay.
Turn off your garbage disposal! Stop! Stop! I live in a hellhole, surrounded by idiots.
Wait,
I'm a fag.
Okay, so I want to talk about Sven a little bit because Sven is the reason all this. I have no animosity towards Sven. In fact, I think we're kind of friendly now. I think we actually are friends now, best friends actually. And from what I understand, from what Sven tells me, he basically hates Redbar, and he had a lot to say about these freaks who tried to come at me. So we'll do all of that in the Pizza Fund after this show. Stay tuned, and we're going to talk about one of the worst Redbar's watching heckles I've ever seen.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. PODAWFUL.pizza.
Pizza.
PODAWFUL.pizza.
Is this a cult if I ever heard one? Yes, it is. It's a cult. I mean, it's the cult of cult.
Okay, I've jumped into the call-in channel on Discord, podawful.com/cult, if you'd like to join our Discord. And you can say your piece on here, all right? We'll talk to the henchmen a little bit. We're going to talk to them just a little bit. Don't worry. It's not going to take over the whole show or anything. Gosh, I did this experiment where I asked people their opinions on the show. Wrong. This is one of the most funny experiments I've ever done in the history of this show, is asking people their thoughts about how PODAWFUL works and the way this is all supposed to go. Hi, Lenny. Hi, Lenny. Lenny's allowed to talk. Lenny's one of the good ones. Although, Lenny, actually, a lot of people said you stink and you're bad. Did you know that?
I do stink. Yes.
Okay, so
it's been a while since I've bathed.
It's been so well, guys, come on. That's hack. Don't do that. This is the kind of jumping over. Yeah, Frank White is in chat freaking out about this. Frank White, you're invited. Get in here, okay? We saw you in the chat ahead of the show. He said, "Oh my God, 6-hour Discord show incoming." Yes. So get in here. Frank White, you're invited. If you'd like to call in, join in. We'll unmute you if you've got something to say. If anybody would like to share any thoughts about Ryan Kelly before we move on, please go ahead and do so.
Yeah, I got I want to send you a photo, Jesse.
Okay, what are you sending me?
Guy commenting in the BBG.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah,
guys commenting in the BBG.
He kind of looks like Ryan Kelly.
This is a different Ryan.
Yes.
Holy man!
I just sent it to you.
How is this possible? Okay, so they all look the same. It's hang on. All right, let me open this up. So yeah, this is another guy from the Redbar Facebook group. This is a different guy. Okay. How is that true at all? Look at this.
Oh, Frank saying he doesn't want to come in.
Of course, Frank's saying he doesn't want to come in. He doesn't want to look stupid. All right. So, yeah, they all look exactly the same. Thank you, Dirk, for sharing that with me. Any other thoughts, comments before we move on?
I've been posting some of the BBG comments in the thread.
Oh, really? Oh, is it about this episode?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to read you one that's, okay. This is from Tom Mallowy. This reeks of effort and none of his jokes have landed yet.
Just a chat full of people enjoying themselves. It's so funny to say that. It reeks of effort. That is something that these guys are not used to. Hang on a second. Tom, this one's for you.
Sickening amount of effort.
Are there any other good ones, Dirk?
Shit. Look, that's the best one so far. But I mean, that guy, he posted a photo that I have in the Facebook group.
I see the ones you
photo. Yeah,
I see the ones you posted here. Here's an interesting comment. Here's the other thing you need to know is all Redbar fans are new. They've never seen Mike. All the stuff that you guys saw at the beginning of the show, they didn't even know that existed. They've never seen him without the sunglasses covering up his bonked eyes. They've never seen him outside of the Jump the Shark studio. This one guy says, Weird Science Boy. I don't even know what that means. Weird Science Boy must have spent hours editing this intro. Weeks, actually. Believe it or not, it took weeks to edit that intro, Alexi. And here's why I bring up that everybody's new. Is back in the day when I was still occasionally watching Redbar, weird science was like a term that they used that they liked. So if this was 2018 and a guy called me Weird Science Boy, that would have been like, oh, he's one of us, you know? So all of these guys are new. Everybody who watches Redbar now is just a guy they're not into Redbar. As much as they'll say that, as much as they'll suck Mike's dick while he's singing Lana Del Rey or Ice Spice. Why did what? Ice Taco? I don't know. It's really
feels right.
It feels right.
Oh, yeah, shout out.
So, that when all of our jobs are taken over by Mexicans, Ice Spice will become Ice Taco. When they're sitting there going like, wow, this moved me to tears, and they're posting their Redbar setups, showing off, hey, look, Mike, believe it or not, I have a dog and smoke weed too. We're best friends, you and me. I forgot what point I was even making. Fuck it, I don't care anymore. These guys are losers.
You're Reddit gold, sir.
I don't even remember what that Ice Taco thing threw me off so bad. I literally forgot the point I was making. Comedy Shaman, you're in here. Is he able to talk? Yeah, he should be able to talk. What did you think of that intro, Comedy Shaman?
Oh, listen, that was by far the best intro of anything I've ever seen. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. That was fucking amazing.
I'm not kidding. That basically all 12 minutes of that was just for you. I have been making...
It kind of was, man.
I was literally making a show just for Comedy Shaman. If these BBG guys, they can sit there and whine and complain all day. Comedy Shaman is the original DIAPEBEAST that we made fun of. We did a whole episode making fun of him. And now we've converted him. And the thing is, Jules, if they don't mention my name, it's out of fear. Because I could take them all. I don't want them, by the way. I just want to be clear. I don't want any of the we're not trying to steal you away from Redbar. This is the difference. The difference is whenever we make fun of Mersh, make fun of Dick Masterson we've never attempted taking their fans because they're idiots. I don't want this is the crazy thing is Mike David's. Who are Mike David's fans now? They are Brendan Schaub fans. They are Joe
being generous.
Rogan fans. They're H3 fans. All of these people are people who he converted. That doesn't make them good. All of a sudden, how mad did everybody get when that whore, that OF whore converted to Christianity? And they're like, no, it's too late. Christians even don't really believe in being saved and making a difference in your life. I've never seen this before. They were all like, oh, she thinks she believes in God now, and that's going to unsuck every cock. Really? You think it's going to what? The trail of cum you left behind you is suddenly going to be erased from history? I don't think so. Jesus doesn't forget and he doesn't forgive. That's the way I look at the fans of these shows. Redbar's like, no, we need the Cumtown guys. I hated Cumtown 3 years ago, but we need their fans. No, I need all the fans because I need to be the most famous, Jules. So the only guy,
Adam Friedland, to join the Jewish Alliance.
Well, there's a Jewish aspect to it. The only guy I wanted from that whole realm was Comedy Shaman, and we got him. So hey, H2BH. Happy to be here. Tom Gully, by the way, in chat says Redbar is no good. You said you liked Redbar before. Now what? Is Tom Gully trying to suck up to me right now? Because you used to say that he was good.
Tom's a fickle mistress.
He is a fickle mistress. That's true. All right, so I got to cover this. All right, if you guys can be cool and calm down. And by the way, anybody can jump in to the call in. I'll leave you in for this segment only. If everybody can be cool and just respectfully jump in, raise your hand, and all that kind of stuff, okay? Because this is one of the most embarrassing pieces of footage I've ever seen from anything, all right? This whole Redbar's watching thing. We have to finally talk about it. Redbar is watching. Yes, he's watching. He is watching. Redbar's watching PODAWFUL. He's watching this right now, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that you can now see who's in chat, even if they don't chat on YouTube. He's in the participants list. So the real one, not the fake Mike and Jules. The real one is in here. So he is we know he watches, okay? But it's actually not him. Redbar doesn't mention PODAWFUL anymore. He tries to avoid it at any cost. He did one time recently. Somebody sent me a clip where he admitted that I was basically the one behind the Gavin prank with David Ray Martinez, where he was playing Dante Nero. He said Jesse did it. It's like, who's Jesse? Jesse Lee Peterson? That's me. So I don't know. Nobody knows who that is when you just say Jesse, and he knows that. But somebody does mention me all the time on PODAWFUL. I'm on Redbar. And Redbar people will even admit this. Jules brings me up all the time. And that's because Jules is a big PODAWFUL fan. And this isn't like a bit. This isn't I'm going to fuck April bit. You know, this isn't just trying to steal away another kid sis bit. This is true. I know this for a fact.
Every fucking day, I have to put up with this shit. Every single day. And it is maddening!
She even has a favorite goon, and it's the Santa Cruz Joker. And Redbar himself, Mike David, told me this on a show where he said that he like jokes with her and calls her the Santa Cruz Joker and things like that. So I know they watch. We have to discuss this. This Redbar's watching thing, it's disgusting. This entire bit of like going to people and yelling it out and all this stuff. By the way, Baba Booey, hoo hoo, Robin. I invented everything. Baba Booey, hoo hoo. You know, most of the time when I point out this copying shit, I'm like, I'm not kidding because it's true, but I don't actually care. And I mostly say it because I have to hear from DIAPEBEASTS all the time. Oh, you copied Mike. And then I say, what did I copy? What do they say? When we ask them for a specific, when they say that this is a Redbar clone, what do they tell us that I do?
Clapping, and that's about it.
The clapping, the soundboard,
singing,
and having a TV. And by the way, having a TV. Having a TV.
Oh, yeah. TV.
He invented having a TV, apparently.
And a desk.
And a desk. Oh, I forgot. Desk. Yeah, now they're saying that Redbar invented having a desk. You know, the thing you put your computer on. Everyone watching this.
Pussy.
Okay. Jesus Christ. I don't know what the fuck that means, but all right. So they can never name anything. So whenever it happens to me, it's like, all right, I'm going to name a specific. Here you go. And the only one that's ever really, really bothered. Well, there was one other. The first time it happened and where this all started unraveling was when he stole the 9/11 Crash-tacular from me. I had been doing this show called the 9/11 Crash-tacular for like over half a decade at that point. And then one day in 2019, which is too many years later to start doing this when you've had a show since just after 9/11, he decided he was doing one. That one kind of pissed me off. The only one since then that's actually kind of pissed me off is this Redbar's watching thing. Showing up in people's chat rooms with slogans and filling the chat and taking it over is a pod awful bit. I'm not saying we invented it. I'm saying we did it first before him. And it is a well-known thing. It is well-known enough that whenever I show up on anyone's show, they know it becomes my show. It becomes H2BH the show. Happy to be here, the show. And the reason it becomes that is because the people in chat fill it with H2BH. But that's not our only thing. We've been filling up chat rooms with stuff. There's stuff that even you guys who are in here with me right now don't remember, weren't around for, don't know about. We've been doing this for so long on the show. Another big one is this live? These are all just pod awful memes. And one of them, we've done pod awful made me do it, which people think is like a newer one, but that might be the oldest. One of them is pod awful's watching you. I don't know if you've noticed this. One of the themes of the show beyond digital litter is that pod awful's watching you. We're watching the fans. We're covering the fans of other people's shows. I'm watching the goons. We have screens everywhere monitoring the goons 24/7. By the way, goon predates fools. I have to hear that one a lot. It was first. Mike didn't even make fun of internet shit before I did. That wasn't even pod awful. It's in the name. This has always been a parody of podcasts, making fun of podcasts. That has been the through line of this show. And if you listen to the intro, the theme. This lyric has been in here for years now. Here comes Space on the Moon, Goons, Pod Awful's watching you. It's been in there for years, long before this Redbar's watching thing. The phrase has been around since before the lyric. It's in every episode of my show. Okay? This has to be said. It just has to be called out. And for a year now, however long he's been paying people to say this. By the way, if you know what Redbar is, and if you found out what Redbar is because of somebody saying Redbar's watching, you might have found out in this chat room at some point about Redbar for the first time. Here's who you have to think. Mike's bank account. He paid someone $100 to do it, which is pathetic. I get accused of making these alt accounts, all this stuff. You're just paying people to pretend like your show is bigger. And if you think that's where the money stops, just wait. You're wrong. Okay? He's paying for a lot more numbers than that. But for a year now, I've had to back off of or longer. I don't even know how long it's been now. I've had to back off the Pod Awful's watching you thing. I had to rethink keeping it in the lyrics of my show because I know that every single time I do something first and then someone else does it, I'm the one getting accused of being copied. And the reason for that is Pod Awful is not actually interested in being famous. All of the things that Mike David pretended to be for years. That's how I actually feel. PODAWFUL is cult comedy. And make sure we keep Bubblegum Kush muted permanently, server muted. Somebody just joined. It's an insane person. We're not letting them up. But anybody else, if you have something to say about this, feel free. Well, I mean, we've got Wanda here. Wanda sung the theme song. Okay? RoboCam, by the way, they stole RoboCam from me. I just remembered that one. That one actually pisses me off too. I invented RoboCam, then they started doing it. Wanda, you sang the theme song. How long ago did I start trying to get you to sing that? The lyrics predate you singing it, but how long ago was that now?
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a year now or more.
I think it's like almost 2 years at this point.
Yeah.
Year and a half, 2 years, somewhere in there. But the lyric was in there before Wanda even sang it. I mean, we have people here who watched all of this happen with their own eyes.
There's other versions. You're saying it then too?
Yes. It's always been there. Okay. It's baked into the show. You can look at the show and see that that's what this is about. Now, I only say all that stuff because one of the things he gets people to do is go mess with people IRL. Sound familiar? And all they can come up with doing, and I've never done this, all right? And I'm stupid, but again, PODAWFUL's cult comedy. So I'm not out there trying to plug it. I actually learned this lesson the hard way when Ethan, Ralph, and I both showed up to the Chris Chan arrest, and only Ethan Ralph's footage got shared anywhere of it. Now, Ethan Ralph is bigger than me, so that was always going to happen. But one thing he did that I always look back on is he was going, "Killstream, baby, Ethan Ralph." He's just yelling his own name. And I thought that was crazy. I was watching him from below, his big gun hanging above me. I felt like Indiana Jones. Any moment now, I had to start running with my gold. And he's going, "Killstream, baby." And I'm like, what the? But it works. Unfortunately, it works. Stupid people fall for this stuff. Now, if we're going to save world comedy, Lenny, if we're going to save world comedy with our little cult comedy show, we got to get smarter about it. So I'm watching him send these people out IRL. And for a year now, I've been like, all right, we're kind of dropping the PODAWFUL's watching you thing. It sucks, but we got usurped. And then I saw this. Okay? What you're about to see may floor you. This changed everything for me. And we'll pick back up that conversation in just a second. This is a Sam Hyde stand-up event. So already heckling is pointless. All right? This is a haphazard, thrown together, like, this is not worth the ticket. No offense, but Sam Hyde is not a stand-up comedian. And by the way, a stand-up comedian is not worth the ticket. Stand-up comedy is dead, and it has been for years. So they go to a Sam Hyde event where, heckling is like part of it. He, for all they know in the audience, this guy might have been a plant. That might be Charles. By the way, friend of the show, Charles. Followed me on Twitter. I don't know. For some reason, Charles followed me. I like Charles. We like Charles. We like MDE. Even though I get accused of copying their set that they had a year after mine, I like their shit. I'm not going to fucking change for that. Like, I'm not fake like these people. If this is the sickest part. I'm not a Howard Stern fan. I'm really not an Opie and Anthony fan. But I want you to sit there and I want you to do the math on this. I want the DIAPEBEASTs to think about this. Some of them, I saw them in chat, were sitting there going, "Oh, Redbar's the new Howard Stern? That's a good thing. This is just a promo for Redbar. This is actually good." Okay, fine. If Redbar's the new Howard Stern, then the new Howard Stern has got to have his own new Opie and Anthony. Who is that? Really think about that for a second. It's not Revenge of the Sis, obviously. He's not afraid to talk about them. He's not hiding their names. He covers them. He makes fun of Mersh. He's been making fun of Mersh since a year after I made fun of Mersh. So I'm just throwing it out there. If you're one of those O&A guys, number one, thank you for putting down the wrestling for 12 minutes to watch my show. Number two, somebody need a diaper change? Oh, who needs a new nappy? And number three, if you're an O&A guy, somebody is the new O&A. I don't know who. Got to be somebody, right? Let me read this. I want to read the chat here for a second. I haven't really been paying attention much to the chat.
Tom Gully's in here too, by the way.
Oh, if somebody wants to, is that really Tom Gully or?
I think so, unconfirmed. I think he had to make a new account. Yeah, it's unconfirmed,
well,
but he was telling you
he should be able to talk.
Had to pass it. Yeah.
He was unmuted a moment ago.
Branding isn't present.
Okay. Anyway, in chat, the fake Mike and Jules says, the clip I took from your channel when you acknowledged me on the Turkey Tom episode, people are saying you stole from Sam Hyde multiple comments, which I don't see that connection. By the way, just like how I get the John Lennon, Ozzy Osbourne, Howard Stern stuff for the round glasses, I now get that with Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde invented round glasses too. Somehow none of these people copied each other, but I copied every single one of them. I don't know how it works, Mike and Jules. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I do know. Actually, I do know the answer. The real answer to these questions is always, this is a new person. This is a young, new person. And their field of reference is so small that they don't know about the stuff that came before. This is like thinking, oh, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the program. You've seen this? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's like thinking that they invented that style of sitcom and you've just never seen Seinfeld. You see what I'm saying? Like they don't know about it. It's really not their fault. I don't actually get that mad about it. It's actually the people who like knowingly, like they know they're lying and they say it. I do like calling out those people when I can tell that they're just being a shithead, because in almost every instance of this, I did it first. So I do want to see their reaction when they are faced with that. I had a guy, and I think he was just kidding around. So I was just being playful back to him on Twitter. But yesterday, a guy said, what was it? Oh, I posted that video of me from years and years ago, 2018, I think, of me like leaning over my camera and spitting into it. And I'm like, I'm like vomiting into the camera. And the guy was like, you copied this from Sam Hyde. And I think he was kidding. But just in case, I posted the link to the Instagram post from 2018. I don't even know which thing he's talking about. I actually have no idea what thing is supposed to be similar to that. But I'm just like, you know what? I probably did it first. And then he responded to that by saying, I actually saw him do this in the year before, 2017 or whatever. And so then I was like, okay, he's joking. That's fine. I don't have any problem with that. That's like a funny thing to do. That's 100% fine. This Redbar's watching shit. It's beyond the pale. And because it's being used so badly, like how bad do you cringe when you listen to, if you're like me and you have no connection to Howard Stern, when you hear someone go, Baba Booey, Howard Stern's penis, it's like they're being ironic. It's like Family Guy doing it or something. That's meaningless. And we've been stupid because we've been doing it the meaningless way. H2BH is meaningless to people. It doesn't tell you about PODAWFUL at all. Baba Booey doesn't tell anybody about Howard Stern unless they already know about Howard Stern. You say Redbar's watching, that's something people can Google. You see? So when he sends this guy out to troll Sam Hyde, which is a stupid thing to it, there's only one person who has successfully trolled Sam Hyde. Check out the Pizza Fund. Can't Can you even hear that? So he goes, Redbar. Oh, I probably need to show you guys this, huh?
It helped.
Yeah, well, it would help. Thanks, Urquhart.
Yeah.
You know what else would help? You telling me to do it. How about that?
I was just watching live.
Did you ever think that maybe this was your fault?
Jesse.
Did you ever think that maybe this was your fault? So look at him. He's giddy with embarrassed excitement, okay?
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
He's looking back as if there's, I guess the guy behind him is recording for him, so he's like looking back in the crowd like, I can't believe I'm about to do this. Everybody's going to cheer for me.
Redbar's watching.
Redbar's watching. He is directly in front of Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde has said that he likes Redbar. He knows what Redbar is. Unfazed. He doesn't know what the kid said because this is what the kid did. He was so nervous. This is so embarrassing. He was so nervous that he covered his mouth. He didn't go like this. He didn't make himself louder. He didn't go like this. He went. He might as well have stuck his thumb into his mouth
Dipped in
and
the
tried
voice
to say
too.
it. What'd you say? Hey man, hi, it's me, Sam. I'm right here in front of you, huh? And then he's like, this is not a joke. He's taking his little sleeves and he's covering his hands cutely with them. He's actually being very cute and embarrassed. Oh my God. And he looks
hot little femboy.
He looks back into the crowd like they're going to be like amazed by this. No one knows what this is. In real life, no one knows what this is. The mask slips entirely about this Redbar is well known. Redbar's famous thing. The second you take this into the streets.
Redbar's watching.
Look at He's like,
look at him.
Oh my God. I did it, guys. I did it. And they're like, shut up, fat. Sam says, I don't know who that is. I have seen him more than once say he knows what Redbar is. This isn't like, oh, he's afraid of Redbar. He doesn't know what the guy is saying. He's messing it up. Look at him pull his hand into his sleeve. So he just does it again. And then he just leaves. He starts crawling into the crowd to try to get away from the embarrassment he's caused himself. So look at his friend is like, sit down. He's being told off by the guy filming. He fucked it up so bad. The guy filming in his head is like, oh shit, Redbar is going to watch this. We're never getting the $100. And this, like, their tickets for this probably cost over $100. So he's in his head, he's like, shit, I didn't even have the money for this event. And now we're not, you fucked this up so bad. Let's watch it again. This is so pathetic.
Redbar's watching.
His little smile too.
Yeah, his little smile.
What does that remind me of?
Sit down. He's in trouble.
Redbar's watching.
Okay. And by the way, this is what they don't tell you, is that's how it always goes with these people. All right. Every time they go to one of these events and shout this out, they always act like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It worked. You did it. But they never show the aftermath because there is no aftermath. The only aftermath that happens is when the Facebook group starts making fun of the guy for having done this. And that's exactly what they did. By the way, this guy, and again, public profile, I'm allowed to do this, says right here, member of Redbar Scars Club since June 2020. New guy. Guess what day Redbar returned to the airwaves with the new studio? June 18th, 2020. His name, this guy's name, this is not a joke. This is not edited. This is 100% real. His name is Ja Pagoon. This guy's name is PODAWFUL Goon. That's Dear God magic. You can't make that stuff up. I mean, Pagoon. This was The shared this with me. You guys know The? He sent this to me. I couldn't believe it. I thought he was like kidding around. This is the guy, Ja Pagoon. All right. And then here's the response.
Background.
Here's the response to what he did. He says, this is him saying it. He put me on stage. It was awesome because I'm a Chad. Let me know if I was in the wrong. So he knows he messed up just by saying that. Someone says, Ja Pagoon, you couldn't possibly be more wrong. Just stop listening to the show altogether, thanks. This is what they don't get. They're all this guy. Nobody hates Redbar fans more than Redbar. And in second place, other Redbar fans. Because it exposes them for being losers. Xander Mack looked more like he put you on stage in a timeout chair as a way of shaming you to the audience. Yeah, what the fuck? He was clearly put in the naughty chair in an act of humiliation. Ja Pagoon says, that was me, by the way, and he was pissed. Like, grabbed me physically, haha, which, by the way, not on camera, doesn't count. You're not allowed, you don't get away with that. You don't get to just say things happen and we have no knowledge or proof of it. Someone says, show me on the doll. Suck me on the doll where he touched you. So we draw the line at children. Oh, listen, we draw the line at children. You're not allowed to make fun of things involving kids, but touch me on the penis where he touched you on the doll. So Parash says, was he doing an ironic set? Which, yes, the answer, it's Sam Hyde. Yeah, he was. Did you just whisper Redbar's watching to Sam Hyde? Ja Pagoon says, he was mad though. LOL, it was like he just heard a friend's name and kept going. I wasn't scared. I was drunk AF. Someone responds, I thought you were going to piss your pants. Someone else says, props for going through with it, but this is probably the worst heckle ever submitted so far. He sounded so scared while doing it. Not a good representation for Scars Club. Define going through with it. If a heckler makes a sound, but no one hears it, is it still a heckle? I don't want to see one more post about Sam Hyde after this. The anti-Sam guys have officially lost. I don't really care about this. Anyway, boring. Someone says, I don't want to be a Redbar fan anymore. Another guy says, we're in dark times. Icky, delete your post. Delete before more people see it. Fool's post. If a heckler makes a sound, but no one hears it. Tom, is it still a Tom? Don't you know about turning down your radio for crying out loud in the mud? Holy Lord. What are you trying to say, Tom? Is this the real Tom Gully?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We love you, Tom.
Tom.
Does Redbar ever watch the Tom Gully show?
Fuck no, nobody watches it.
I watch it. You had that good one about the vaccine the other day, and and I saw that one. I saw that one where let me tell you about the vaccine. Let me tell you, you did one about Nazis again. You did one about the N-word.
I did one about Pervitine.
Yeah, exactly. And then you did one about a black guy who bought your shirt. I saw that one.
Yeah. That
was pretty cool. You know a black guy.
I know many.
Well, you got to
color.
stop doing shows about the N-word. That's honestly too much in today's time.
I know it.
When I say the N-word, I mean Nazis, everybody. I'm trying not to, I try not to say that word around Tom because he starts lighting up. He's like a whole new guy. He starts getting effervescent the second you talk about World War II and Hitler's war machine of the Third Reich. So
it was the two-front war. Otherwise, who knows?
What you got anything to say about this Redbar thing?
Who knows?
I gotta say that
At first, I told you I liked him because I watched these little clips. But the last time we talked, I very specifically said, I've watched him at length. And the more I watch him, the less I like him. I think he's just awful.
Thank you. Yeah. Brofister, by the way, says, love the show, Jesse Pod. Redbar, Jesse Pod. Redbar is yesterday's news. Comedy Shaman is today's hot new deal. I agree with that. I definitely agree with it. And also Tom Gully. Someone says, well, all great bits must come to an end sometime. I guess Redbar's watching is dead now. Yeah. Yep. So here's the deal. We're bringing back PodAwful's Watching You. I don't give a shit anymore. I invented it. It's my thing. I did it first. It's in the theme song. We are polluting the net. We are tired of the digital litter. We're going to cover it up with our own litter. Take this episode, clip it, upload the clips, post hundreds of them, spam Discords with it. I don't care anymore. I just don't care anymore. Take the entire episode and re-upload it, okay? You can re-upload it. You can monetize it. I do not care. The only stuff I care about is the Pizza Fund content. And even then, you can message me and I might let you upload clips from it. There's a guy who does that. And I almost always say yes. I might give him like one or two little stipulations, but yeah, I don't give a shit anymore. PodAwful's watching you. Oh, Redbar's watching? Redbar's watching PodAwful, watching you, watching Redbar, watching PodAwful. How about that? How about that? Yeah, the bit is over. Redbar's watching is over. Now, here's what I would like you guys to do, okay? I don't know if you can say this on YouTube. I don't know how Mike gets away with this at all. So I have to be clear about this. What I'm about to say is not a scam, is not spam, is not a giveaway, is not a contest. This isn't a contest. Let's say hypothetically you could make $100 by saying Redbar's watching somewhere, okay? Let's say that someone was willing to do that. Here's what I'm looking for. Here's what I would love to see. Not a contest. There's no rules to look up here because there is no contest. It's not a giveaway. It's not sweepstakes. It's none of that. There's nothing legal. There's no. This is a social experiment. And if you wound up with money, that's on you. That's an accident that happened to you. Okay. $100 accident that happened to you. Here's what I would love to see for the next episode of the show, the next free episode. I would like to see people go to just everyday normal events and say Redbar's watching and just see what record yourself. Okay. Take your phone out. And by the way, you can just do this now. There is no, have you seen the Chipotle people, the Chipotle black guys where they're like, yeah, that's right. You better give me a full scoop. All right. You're allowed to, as long as you pretend you're black and a teenager and on TikTok, you're allowed to just no one blinks anymore when you hold up a phone. For some reason, if you have a full-on news-style camera on your shoulder, they start freaking out. But a Walmart-installed security camera and also your phone directly in their face while they're at work, go to the grocery store, ring up all your items, take out your phone, hold it up to the cashier's face, and just say, Redbar's watching. I need to see the reactions to this. And here's the deal. If you, and again, not a contest, you can't possibly win anything, but maybe $100 would accidentally appear in front of you at some point for an unrelated matter that has nothing to do with this. And I'm not talking around the rules here. This is true what I'm saying. If, I swear to God, if someone, without setting it up ahead of time, manages to get I'm talking about everyday scenarios, everyday situations with strangers. You're walking down the street, someone's walking their dog. You go, can I pet your dog? Go, this is such a cute dog. Take out your phone, start recording the dog. The person starts getting uncomfortable. Bring the phone up and go, Redbar's watching, and record their face. I swear to God, if you don't set this up, and someone responds knowing what Redbar is, I wouldn't be shocked if $1,000 appeared in front of you. That's how confident I am about this, that I would never be shocked that $1,000. Listen, we'll go over this more clearly in the after show, but I'm not kidding around about this thing that is not a contest, is not a giveaway, has no sweepstakes. There's no contestants. There's no...
A mental projection.
This is a social experiment that I'm asking you guys about, okay? Then quickly say PodAwful is watching and film everyone start laughing and applauding, says Young Kirks. Yeah, shout outs. Fuck yeah. I like that, yeah. Then quickly say PodAwful is watching and watch the entire street, your whole neighborhood. It's like a musical. Everyone pops out of their windows and starts going, PodAwful's watching you. And then you all march down the street together and you're in front and somehow you've got a baton now. And Mike's 1 pixel dog shows up in front of you, walking on its hind legs and goes, thank you, everybody. He's wearing a little top hat, but you can't see it because it's just 1 pixel. So that's just a social experiment. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. I think the Redbar's watching thing is dead. And I mostly think that because I have, he does this whole segment over and over again called Redbar in the Wild, where they just where he pays people $100 to say Redbar's watching. And then the person that they said it to goes, Redbar's, okay, yeah, Redbar, hi Redbar, whatever. And then he's like, whoa, how did this even happen? Howie Mandel knows about us. Well, yeah, you spammed his chat with Redbar's watching. He might have figured it out at some point. By the way, Howie Mandel, also part of the Blue Glasses gang, friend of the show, Howie Mandel. So I've been seeing these comments, the Redbar's watching comments, all over YouTube. Here's why I'm starting to think it's dead. And let me know if you ever see any of these comments as well, by the way. Screenshot them, post them in our cult, podawful.com/cult. We've got a whole Redbar section. Here's one. This is cock rings how to. This is a video where they show you how to put on YouTube, where you see a man's human penis and they show you how to put on a cock ring. And look at this. Redbar is watching, it says. Wow, that's crazy. That's nuts. Okay, I guess Redbar's watching that video. Anal douching, the visual guide. Redbar is watching. Okay. Removing butt hairs using Nair cream, a visual guide. Redbar is watching. A lot of butt related stuff here. I don't know where that's going. It says, oh, this is from Packers fan HIV. Packers fan HIV. Redbar is watching, and the video is testing new overhyped viral makeup launches. Worth the hype? Probably not worth the hype, I would guess. What is the best type of incontinence product? For me, hashtag adult diaper. Look at this. Redbar is watching, says a guy called Disco Daily Diggs. Wow, that's crazy. Dating a younger woman, 6 tips to win a younger girl. Redbar is watching. Huh, okay. How to give yourself an enema / douche / clean inside your butt.
What?
Just in case you didn't get the meaning from enema or douche, just go ahead and spell it out for you there. Clean inside your butt. Well, I wonder what happened on this. Oh, Redbar's watching. That's crazy. I like this experiment. This is an experiment that could go on forever. I mean, this one right here. I would love to know all of it. Like, we know Redbar's watching PodAwful. Think of all the other places that Redbar is watching. We got to find it. We got to start documenting what Redbar watches. All right. Here's one. The tape up and pull up approach from Diaper Dynamo. It says right here, Redbar is watching. That's crazy. 4 self-diapering techniques for you to try. Go ahead. Give it a shot. Here's one. Redbar is watching. Well, what is he watching? Why do we want to disguise our diapers? If others want to look, let them look. Let me tell you about Redbar's watching diaper videos. So, wearing adult diapers discreetly. Do we get it? Does everybody understand the bit?
No. Keep going.
Okay. Wearing adult diapers discreetly at work and changing your diaper while standing up. Redbar is subscribing.
Oh, yeah.
That one's a little bit more specific. That's fun. Switch it up a little bit. Here's one. Packers fan HIV again. Redbar is watching. And then this comment says, gooning has changed my life for the better. Thank you so much. Colorectal disease journal. That's a serious topic. Redbar is watching. 5 types of urinary and bowel incontinence. Redbar is watching. 10 tips for better gay sex. I might have to look some of these videos up. Redbar is watching.
Sounds important.
Gay guy helps straight boy bottom for the first time. What does that even mean? Well, I'll have to ask Redbar because he is watching. No more embarrassment. How to cope with incontinence confidently. A lot of incontinence stuff. Redbar is watching. Redbar is subscribing. And then how to wear adult diapers responds, thank you for your support. All right. That was fun. Good bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great bit.
Great bit. All right. Well, thank you guys. We're going to go to a new topic here, so I'll see you in a bit. Bye. And we have got, what do we got here for you? Oh my God. We have an insane DIAPEBEAST here coming up. This episode is going way longer than I meant it to, so we're going to kick it into overdrive. Let's go into the lightning round of the show. Wow. The DIAPEBEAST, by the way, always tune out when we start doing diaper coverage. So that's fun. All right. So Redbar has jumped the shark officially. Officially, it's over. You're no longer the cool cult comedy thing that you might have once been, or might have, I don't even know if that's what he was trying to do, but the virus of being famous has taken him over. And this is the thing. There's a thing about jump the shark that people get wrong a lot. I want to be clear about something. If you don't know the phrase jump the shark, it comes from the show Happy Days, where infamously there's this scene where the Fonz, who, by the way, in the world of Happy Days is the king of cool. Let's go over some features of the Fonz real quick. He's 5'6", Jewish, wears a leather jacket, and tells everybody that he is cool.
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
So, I don't know if there's any parallels to draw there, but infamously, the Fonz, the coolest guy, got on some water skis and skied over top of a shark. And I believe this happened, and remember, Happy Days takes place in the 50s, but I believe this happened because Jaws had just come out in the 70s. And so through osmosis, copying, basically, Happy Days did it first. So the joke of it is that that's when Happy Days lost its footing. Here's what people think. People think that it means that is when a show stops being popular. They think that it means that is when a show starts being, like, people start tuning out because it makes no. It just means that the show is no longer what it once was. It's lost its own plot. And of course, the thing about the Happy Days instance of this is that episode is one of the most popular episodes, and not after the fact, not retroactively. They got tons of viewers live on that episode, and some of the most popular episodes of Happy Days ever happened after Jumping the Shark. The entire Mork and Mindy spinoff came from a Robin Williams appearance after Jumping the Shark. They were never more popular than after Jumping the Shark. Just something to think about. So let's go to one of the biggest nerds I've ever seen and one of the most pathetic diet beasts you will ever encounter. I don't know this guy's name and I refuse to learn. Is that okay? This is called My Redbar Setup. And on a previous installment of Redbar Diet Beasts, I showed you that all of the guys in Redbar's Facebook group love showing their Redbar setup, which is them sitting in front of a TV watching Redbar, and then they show that they've got their plate, their decanter of alcohol, their Mersh style decanter, their bong, and their dog. And that's somehow supposed to make them relate to Mike David instead of look like a dork. Here's this guy. This guy wanted to outdo them all. Okay. Wait a second. Here we go. My Redbar setup. Watch this. All right. So Redbar is going live. So now here you go. So here's a guy and he's in a suit because he doesn't get Redbar. And he's got a BMW. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, they're all the same. Every single one of these guys, they're Mersh, basically. He's showing off that he's got a Beamer. So this guy, he doesn't understand what it is, what the cool part of Redbar is supposed to be. He thinks it's being just that Mike lies and says he's rich. By the way, how do you think he paid for that studio? In the middle of his biggest health crisis of all time, he's constantly seeing the doctors. It must have been draining his bank account. He somehow moved halfway across the country, ran out of money, and had to stop in Arizona. I don't know if you know this. Redbar moved from Chicago, and he meant to move to LA. He talked about moving to LA for years. And then halfway there, they're in Arizona, and they're like, fuck, we don't have any money. We're done. Shit, stop the car. I guess we live here now. I've never even seen that before. It's never happened in the history of human beings ever, outside of, just hunter-gatherers. Since the highway system was developed, rarely has anybody just gone, well, this is where our gas tank got us. We live here now. So they moved to Tucson, Arizona. Okay? Which is crazy. So, and how do you think they built that studio there? He had to have been running out of money. This was in the middle of COVID, by the way. Inflation going up like crazy. Healthcare bills going up like crazy. I seem to recall news stories about some mischievous little black folks taking out PPP loans during COVID that they never paid back for businesses such as Reparations Inc. and we about to get ours.com. They're brand new businesses they started. Just something to think about. All that new equipment, all that big new commercial space, a brand new apartment, middle of COVID. I don't know, just interesting stuff. So Mike pretends he's rich. This guy thinks, how do I look rich? I'll show that I drive a shitty BMW and I wear a suit, a madman suit. Mike hasn't been a madman since 2012. So now he gets into his Beamer. Okay. Beamers are very important to these guys. By the way, he's in a public garage, so already poor. Here he shows, I got to stop this audio. Unfortunately, we're going to have to stop the audio for a little bit because it's a copyrighted song. So he shows that he's driving out of this. This is like the shitty garage that everyone uses in an apartment building. So you live in an apartment. That's not rich either. By the way, I don't care if it's like a really nice condo. You're still poor. And now it's a whole thing. All right, this is a big to-do. He's got to show his Redbar setup. He's got to show up every other guy who's ever smoked weed on Facebook. So now we're driving across town. And where are we going? I don't know what this city is. Somewhere in Minnesota or something, I think. All right, and he's getting closer and closer to the city. We really did not need to include all of this Gotta be honest. No real reason for this. All right, we're almost there. We're pulling up. And where is this? Another public garage. Great. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Definitely show the part where you pay to park. Perfect. Wow. They don't just let anybody into this place, Jules. And here you go. Oh, he's at a cinema. Wow, that's okay. So he's going to do now. All right, now you know the bit, by the way. Bit over, he's going to watch it at a movie theater. Which, by the way, if he's going to watch it at a movie theater, then I might as well let you guys watch it on the big board. Are we doing this? There we go. Big board. Sorry, we haven't had the big board was a little rusty. Okay, we haven't used the big board in a while. Okay, so now he's going off to the movie theater. All right, look at he's got cool Joe Biden aviator sunglasses. I'm sure it's some cheap brand. And look, he's got the keys. It says closed on the door. He's got the key. This is his own private movie theater where he is illegally. He's actually an employee there. And he's illegally opening it up just to use it for himself against his boss's wishes. He goes to show you that he knows how a breaker box works. That's cool. This idiot went to the trouble to go out to the sign. You know the sign where they put up letter by letter what movies are playing? This dude took 2.5 hours to put Redbar, Scars Club, Give It a Year, host Mike David, produced by Jules and Mike David on the sign. By the way, if I was walking by this cinema and I saw this sign and I wasn't allowed to come in and watch it too, that's called false advertising. You're not allowed to do that. So you at that point, when you put the sign up, you have to let everybody else in too. So I guess this place just gets no business. This is a failing dollar, like this is a second run theater, you know, where you pay $2 to go watch Captain America 1. The worst possible viewing experience. And by the way, shout out to Dear God, because the name of this theater is Lagoon. So we had Pagoon, now we have Lagoon. It couldn't get any more embarrassing for these people. It's like they're trying to make me cover this stuff. It's like they want me to see how big of a loser they all are. Okay, yeah, we get it. You turned on the light. This isn't impressive. I know how a breaker box works too. This is interesting. I don't know if you can see it down there. It's just cut off by the desk here. But out here, I'll show you on this. There you go. See that sign there? Watch this. So it says restrooms upstairs on that sign. Now the lights come on. Okay. He starts popping some popcorn. All right. So, oh boy. Yeah, he's getting this is the way you should really treat Redbar. And now he's going step by step. Have you never seen a movie? You need to learn how to edit. He gets some Crunch, some Haribo. This is way too many. He's stealing from the company right now. He's just stealing candy and popcorn. There's one thing of nacho chips for some reason inside this popcorn machine. All right, I think we can turn the audio back on here. So look at this. He goes up to the icy machine. He's got to have an icy with his meal. And he looks at the cherry. He goes, nah. He looks at the blue raspberry. He goes, nah. And he goes with the Coke icy. Oh, yeah. You know Coke is the good stuff. So listen, I don't know if this is true. I just have to imagine this is what's happening. I guess at some point, Mike was like, you know, Jules, the only good soda is Coke! And this guy wrote that down in his dream journal. By the way, the worst, I don't care if you like Coke. I don't care, like, if it's your favorite soda. The absolute worst flavor of icy is Coke. I don't think even Mike David himself, if he saw you get this, he would probably wonder if you're okay getting the Coke flavor. I've only ever seen one person get the Coca-Cola flavored Slurpee. I was in a 7-Eleven. I was 12 years old. And I'm not kidding. This was my first experience with a trans person. Back then, trans people were called transsexuals. At some point, they managed to Pokemon evolve. That's right. We hit it again. Another episode into transgender. They transed their sexual to their gender. Somebody got their wires crossed at some point. I don't know what's going on, but their sexes became their genders became their children, and their children became the line we don't cross, so we won't think about it any harder. And at that point, I had never even seen or heard of a transsexual before. And I'm standing there getting the cherry, the normal human flavor of Slurpee, cherry Slurpee. And all of a sudden, this cowboy boot wearing, denim clad, like full Canadian tuxedo with a 10-gallon hat on, trans, female to male, by the way. The most uncommon type. I mean, this was the 90s. This was bizarre to see. Full on jangling spurs, moseys up to the Slurpee machine. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Gets out the cup, puts the lid on, puts the thing on there, tries to get the Coca-Cola Slurpee out of the machine. And you can see it spinning in there, but nothing came out. And this gender looked over it. I'm there with my mom. I'm a boy. And this, I don't know what to call. I don't know if I'm not trying to be phobic here in any way. I don't know if it was a he or a she or a what. But this thing looks over at us and like they've stippled on a 5 o'clock shadow. You can tell they just drew it on dot by dot. They look over at us and they're like, the Coke ain't coming out the machine. And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, good, get a normal one. Get raspberry. Blue raspberry would be a better choice than Coca-Cola. What are you insane? Or mix them all together, do a suicide, a hurricane. And then the trans said something to me that I'll never forget. It's entered my lexicon permanently. We're like, yeah, I don't know. It looks like there's Coke in there. And they look me dead in the eyes. Again, I'm a child. There's a line you don't cross. They look me dead in the eyes. Okay. And they said, they done hoodooed me. I don't know. I don't know if that story even had a point, to be honest. They done hoodooed me. And I look over at my mom. I'm like, they done hoodooed me? I didn't know what hoodooed meant. And we were saying that my mom and I were making fun of the... I mean, are you allowed to say this? We're not making fun of the trans person for being trans. But we made fun of the transsexual the entire ride home. Going, they done hoodooed me. Hey, Mom, are we having lunch tonight? You don't have lunch at night. You have dinner. Oh, they done hoodooed me. You're going to start saying hoodoo. I promise you will say it. They done hoodooed me. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Let me go over. Let me help you out. And then we walk over to the counter and we say, hi, excuse me, big fat black guy who works behind the counter and is smoking inside the 7-Eleven. I don't know if you noticed the gentle lady over there by the Coke, but they done hoodooed her. Is there anything you can do about that? Hi, yeah, complete, like, bafflingly foreign Indian guy who works at 7-Eleven. Is there any way you can unhoodoo the machine? They done hoodooed me. They done hoodooed you? They done hoodooed me. And then she jangled. She just left. She needed the Coke one so bad. Who, dude? Yeah, that is something you could say to a trans person, I guess. Who, dude? Okay. So he gets the Coke one. They done hoodooed me. Jesse hoodooed me with this story. They done hoodooed me. Okay, so remember that this is the sign says bathrooms upstairs. So this guy, he doesn't know to edit stuff out. He just films himself going upstairs. He's like showing that he's going to take a shit before the show. He's like, oh, Redbar's about to come on. That's about 8 hours long, so I better piss and shit now. I'll film that. So now we're going to enter the bathroom. He's going to be stuck in the bathroom for a while. We're going to watch him on the turlet. They done hoodooed me. Oh, that's right. It's only him there. He's got to turn on the machines. So he turns on the projector. I thought we were going to see him popping a squat, doing a 2. They done hoodooed me. So there it is. Now it's on the big, wow, the big screen. You get to watch the big screen every single day with PodAWFUL. Every episode of PodAWFUL involves the big screen. It's like he had to drive an hour and a half to go do this. I bring the big board to you. This is embarrassing, by the way. Can't pack a theater, at least a few friends. What a goofball. Yeah, the thing to do would be to show that you, like, during the middle of a movie, edited in Fight Club style scenes of Redbar, which, by the way, people would be like, oh, God, did I just see a cock? They done hoodooed me. That's a real story. I just need to understand that he needed to show off Zendaya on here. How are you almost late for your own? You are showing this. He's like running to the theater as if he's about to miss it. He started the entire machine.
And now you're under my control.
All right. Okay.
By the way, this intro music is this is just stolen from another show, the Mike Douglas show. People think he made this. This is from a 70s show with another guy named Mike. Disclaimer, I did the scrolling disclaimer first, by the way. All right, so he sits in the front seat. You know, this is a front row seat event. It's funny, but for the wrong reason. Isn't it funny, though, that he went to all this trouble? He went to all this trouble to put this on an actual giant movie theater screen, but then the way he shot it, it looks so tiny. This just might as well be in your living room at this point. I mean, look at the rest of the big board here.
Okay, stop. Welcome. Hi. Welcome to
And
Red.
this is, by the way, this is a green screen effect. He didn't really even do this. This is fake.
Bar. My name's David. Jules is here.
See, watch. We're doing the prop. This is a costume comedy part of the show.
Of course.
We also have Jules in the house. What's up? What's up? Jules in the house.
Oh my God. I didn't even see this the first time. So he's eating the popcorn. He had to drag. He didn't show himself doing this. He had to drag the ticket-taking lectern all the way down to the front row of that. You see that? Just so that he could have a table to set his Jim Beam up on. Because they have to show you that they're drinking along with Mike. That's always part of it. That's how pathetic this is.
This is going to be a very difficult podcast to do.
Yeah. Just got back from.
He's still wearing the sunglasses. Is in the middle of a dark theater.
Man, it's been an exhausting week. Yeah, I had my big special, of course. I've been doing a podcast tour for that. Hot crossed buns.
Are people just sitting there like the Redbar guys? They watch this and they're losing it. A character.
Oh boy, killing me. Can we smoke in here?
I think.
Uh-oh.
Can we smoke?
Oh, I gotta.
Yeah, my American spirits.
Okay, so he hears Mike say, "Can we smoke in here?" So he reaches over for his cigarettes, and now he's going to light up a cigarette in the movie theater, a public movie theater where other people have to go. This is the first time this has ever happened in this place. This man should be fired! He done hoodooed me. He's not even smoking the cigarette now. Now he's just eating candy. I've been hoodooed on this one too now. Can we play the song? No, can't play that. All right, so there you go. Yeah, now he's just watching the show. This just looks like somebody recording off of their laptop screen. He's opening up the Jim Beam and drinking straight from the bottle. Wow, that's a really cool guy. That's going to save your hairline. And by the way, he did all this. He's got a podcast. This guy's got a podcast. So he was hoping that people would start listening to his movie-themed podcast by doing this. And now he's got credits on screen. Eric Mulder. So there you go. That's the guy's name, Eric Mulder. He says, Redbar Live is not just a new episode. Okay, what is it? It's an event and should be treated as such. Okay, well, you're a dork and you should be treated as such. They done hoodooed me. All right, there you go. I don't know, man. This is what they're up to. That's what they're doing. This is what they all have to. Oh, by the way, I forgot to let's get rid of the sorry, I don't remember how to do anything anymore. Let's get rid of the big board. Bye, big board. And let's go back over to this screen. I forgot to tell you about this. This is something I need to show you. We have a new feature of the moon base. I'm sweating. Look away. Look away. Look away. All right. There's a new feature of the moon base now. And I don't know if you noticed a difference, but we've got a new feature here. It's here in this area somewhere. Let me explain this for a second. So speaking of polluting the net, speaking of, pumping the fake numbers, Redbar doesn't do anything without first seeing somebody else do it first. And he copies all of the people that are the biggest names in what he makes fun of. Howard Stern, Opie and Anthony, Mancow. Who else? I don't know. Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. The entire internet is now littered with these clips. On your YouTube recommended feed, everything is just clips of shit that you're not interested in. I tell YouTube every single day, not interested in the 50th Sam Hyde clip channel, not interested in the 500th Redbar clip channel. These are just the ones I know you guys know. I get clip channel shit like that all the time. And the first one I ever noticed years and years ago was Joe Rogan. I don't watch Joe Rogan. I'm not interested in it. I'm certainly not interested in the man's clips. He's a sentient pile of deli meat. And at some point, somebody in his organization had the bright idea. They go, this guy, I was just thinking, I was about to say Joe Rogan, this guy's trying to fill 3 to 4 hours with good content, and he can't do it. Like, it doesn't matter how many Jewish guests he brings on, Leather Apron Club. Sorry, we did the numbers. It's not anti-Semitic. The numbers are clear as day there, okay? In fact, it's one of the few clear Jewish numbers out there. He can't make Eric Weinstein entertaining for 3 to 4 hours. So somebody had the bright idea to do clips of his show, and they're all clickbait. You click on them because the title looks really good, and they've got this very specific type of thumbnail. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about here. It's got Joe on there. It might have the guest on there. And then in the middle, whatever they're talking about is on the screen, or not on the screen, it's on the thumbnail, and it's highlighted in a green box, right? We've all seen this. And then everybody started ripping that off. So now like Andrew Schultz has thumbnails like that, and Redbar was doing thumbnails like that. Actually, hang on a second. Let me just grab, I don't know. Let me grab an image of Redbar here for a second. Oh, I had my video open on a tab. That's bizarre. All right, let me just go Redbar. Now watch this. This is a cool new feature of the show that I thought of. I invented this. Hang on a second. I didn't think this part through, though. Let me just find a random image of Mike looking like a doofus. Here we go. That was easy to find. Open image. Oh my God, it's so tiny. Is this from Instagram? Yes. Yes, it's from Instagram. That's why it's so tiny. Why is it so tiny? Whatever. We'll just blow it up. Bad quality. There we go. Okay, now watch this. Look at this. So I'm talking about Redbar. Now it's got the green box around what I'm talking about. So this is now, I bought this TV as a joke. I didn't even know why I had this the whole time. You're just supposed to watch the show on the big board, basically. But then I accidentally bought a TV that was way, way too big. You know, this TV is gigantic. It makes the big board look small by comparison almost. Like, it's not helping out with the visuals here, but I spent too much money on it. I basically bought this TV to make fun of Mersh. And so I was like, okay, I guess I got to use it. It's way too big, but I guess I have to use it. So I installed this screen in the moon base, and the whole time I haven't known what to do. So then I figured out, I was thinking about Mersh and his bezels. And, you know, he had those thick bezels on his TV. And for some reason, all of a sudden, I just had this vision in my mind of the Joe Rogan clickbait thumbnail, where the clickbait, by the way, here's what they do. In the green box, they put an image of the thing that you would be interested in, Ice Spice. They put Ice Spice in there. They put Taylor Swift in there. They put whoever the famous person they mention in there is. And then the title is something interesting, right? And so you click it and you sit there, and for the first 3 minutes, you're waiting for them to talk about the thing that the title said and what the green box held, the wonders, the secrets of the green box. And as the conversation gets further and further in, you start having this sunk cost fallacy where you're like, well, surely they're going to talk about it at some point. And then at the very end of the clip, they're like, yeah, it's like, that chimpanzee kind of looked like Ice Spice. And then the clip just ends and you're like, what the fuck? They didn't even talk about Ice Spice. They done hoodooed me. So that's the clickbait. So here, now I can do this whenever I want to do clips for the show, because we're going to pollute the net, right? Here's what I want you to do. Pollute the net. Clip anything. It doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter what we talked about in the episode. Clip anything. Upload it anywhere, any YouTube channel, and then watch this. Look at this. Built-in green box clickbait. Watch this. No! What? What? No! What? They done hoodooed me! Screenshot any of those. And we can do this with anything too. See, this is a great little bit. Let's think. All right, how about this? Now we cook with gas. Watch this. Want to bring up another thing here? Okay, sure. Let me just open this image. And we're just going to throw this on here. Let me get rid of the mic image. Sorry, I didn't really plan all this out so much, but what can you do? All right, we'll get rid of the mic one. And then we're going to put this one on. Some of you may have already guessed. Okay, now watch this. You ready? Ice Spice. It's Ice Spice. the thing about Ice Spice is, ooh. Get it? So, yeah, I put a bunch of green around my incredibly big, expensive TV, and now I can fake my numbers. I can make these fake clips. Because the whole scheme with these clips, and the reason Redbar started doing all those clips years ago, he said it in the intro of the show there, it's to juice that algorithm. Nobody wants to sit through 8 hours of shit to get to the thing that they actually want to click on. And it's now been proven that the thing that people want to see and what they want to click on is celebrities. That's it. That was the secret all along. What made Redbar famous? He started talking about celebrities, right? You can, by the way, you can screenshot any of these little weird movements I'm doing too. Remember when I pointed with my mouse? That's something. Nobody's stolen that yet, have they? I point with my mouse. So Redbar started talking about whatever the thing of the week was, you know, Revenge of the Sith style, basically. Just talking about whatever was on Twitter that day, whichever celebrity came up in the news. He'd find an excuse to talk about it on the show. He would come up with a fake excuse so that he could then clip that, have the thumbnail with the little green box. We do know what I'm talking about, the green box, right? No one was lost during that part. Does everybody recognizes? Because if nobody knows what I'm talking about with the green box, we're going to be intro. Actually, let's do this. Let's bring up, hang on a second. This is going to get meta. Okay. We're going to do a little meta thing here. Joe Rogan clip thumbnail. All right. Look at that. Look at that. This is the first result here. Oh, it's cropped a little funny. Oh my God. This is how to make a podcast YouTube thumbnail. Look at this. This is perfect. This rules. All right, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is how to make the best YouTube Joe Rogan style thumbnail ever. And it's a guy pointing at a green box with Joe Rogan and his green box with the Joe Rogan logo in it. So look at this. Okay. All right. So now clip that. Clip this. And it doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter what's spoken about. That's part of the grift. It absolutely doesn't matter. You never even have to get to the topic. They forget. This is the thing, is they just assume everybody watching is so stupid that they're going to forget why they clicked and then watch it all the way through anyway. And the saddest part is they're right. That is what's going to happen. They're actually 100% right about that. You are so dumb, you'll just watch it anyway. Okay? So I've been researching now for a while this whole come up. I remember years ago, Redbar started encouraging people to go just put fake likes on his clips. He said, go give them a little juicy like so that they pump up the algorithm. And then he started all of a sudden out of nowhere, despite having no success. They weren't getting any views. He had less subscribers on YouTube at one point than me at the same time. And all of a sudden, his numbers just started going crazy. And you might think, oh, it's as easy as uploading a clip. It's as easy. You just put Redbar in the title and people start clicking on it. All of these Redbar clip channels now exist where all they're doing is talking about, you know, whatever the latest clip is from Redbar. They have 100,000 views on them. I dare you to try that. I dare you to upload a random Redbar clip and see how many views you get. Because it doesn't work like that. Something stinky is afoot. And a foot is also stinky. So I had to think about this. And I remember him celebrating every time he hit a new milestone of YouTube subscribers. And he would buy himself these fake YouTube plaques. And obviously the bit there is that it's fake. But they never say that. And remember, most of his audience is...
I have autism. I can't help it.
So they don't get it. I get it, obviously. They don't get it. They think it's real. They think he's really getting a plaque for getting 18,000 subscribers or something like that. Now, if you're willing to pay people $100 to send out, to say Redbar's watching, if you're willing to buy yourself plaques, why wouldn't you just buy yourself views? You know, like Royce Lopez. Why wouldn't you just buy yourself subscribers? This thing happened the other day on Twitter where they privatized all likes. Okay, you can't see who likes what anymore on Twitter. And I decided to experiment a little bit with this. I tweeted out something, and this is coming back to Redbar, don't worry. And actually, it doesn't have to. Because fuck you. You already clicked. Sunk cost fallacy, retard. Duh! So, hang on, let me find it. Okay, I tweeted this out. I said, now that likes are private, and this is something, by the way, this isn't like groundbreaking shit. Everyone instinctually understood this. Everybody was tweeting about this. But I said, now that likes are private, any of these grifters with monetized tweets can just buy thousands of likes for less than $1 and make a couple hundred off of it. And I know that because we know for a fact, we proved that Royce Lopez bought his followers on Twitter. He had 40,000 followers on Twitter and got like 4.5 likes on a post. For some reason, he never thought to buy the likes. Now, Twitter posts are monetized. You can make money from tweeting. So why wouldn't that incentivize people now that you can't see who's liking? You can't see that it's a jumbled up mess of characters. It's just some Chinese guy hitting like on it. Why wouldn't they buy likes? You can pay less than $1 and get thousands of likes on Twitter. You following? Now, this tweet I made got 2,000 likes on it. Now, some of them have now been removed. It says 1.8 thousand, but within an hour, I had 2,000 likes on this tweet. Well, that's because I did some exploring, and I looked into buying likes, all right? And I found a service and bought 2,000 likes for this tweet, and it worked. Now, the craziest part about this is people started seeing the tweet that normally would not have seen it. The algorithm got boosted. It ended up in people's For You on Twitter. And I started getting guys who would never have normally seen any of my content, any of my tweets. I started getting these guys replying. They have 60, 50,000 followers, and they're crying in my mentions because I'm basically exposing their grift. They're going, that's not how it works. You don't get paid off of likes. You get paid per verified user who sees your tweets. Of course, they're completely ignoring the fact that what I'm saying is you buy the likes and it juices the algorithm. And when it juices the algorithm, more people see it. And then those verified people see your tweet. And then you make the money. And I know this because the guy complaining about it, saying it doesn't work that way, was a verified user who saw my tweet because I bought 2,000 likes on it. Now, I want to be clear. I've never done this with any other tweet. I'm not buying any views on YouTube or any of that stuff. But I did this as a test for this episode. Knowing this episode was coming up, I saw that private thing because I started thinking about it. Likes are private on Twitter. Everyone instantly understands that something fishy could happen as a result of that. That is an inherent, obvious thing that we all understand. All numbers on social media are fake. It's AI producing content and AI watching the content. Everything is fake, okay? Likes are hidden. What else is hidden? Subscribers and views. You cannot go on YouTube and see who subscribes to a person's channel. You never have been able to do that. You cannot see who watches a person's videos. You can't see if they're real or not, and you never have been able to. Every single guy at the very top is buying subscribers, is buying views, and it costs nothing. 97 cents for 2,000 likes. Do you know how little it costs for YouTube views? How little it costs for subscribers? I do, because I looked it up. I found it. Now, there are more expensive packages and less expensive ones, but if you don't give a shit where they're from, if you don't give a shit how quality they are, if you just need that number to look bigger, and we know now that the bigger number looking bigger, looking better helps with your shit, if that's all you care about, you can get that done for less than $100. Now, do we know anybody who's willing to throw away $100 here or there? Maybe $300 on Steel Toe Morning Show? Well, $2.99. Not $301, I'll tell you that much. Do we know somebody who could maybe even afford $375 if you really twisted the screws on them? When you go through, type in Redbar clips into YouTube's search. And when you go through there, there are tons of these channels. And the interesting thing is, not one of them existed before Mike stopped uploading clips to his own YouTube channel. His own YouTube channel stopped being a necessary thing for him to get people to watch the show, because now he had other people doing it for him. But if he's got other people doing it for him and those videos don't get viewed, it looks bad on him. And a guy who only cares about being cool can't have something look bad on him, right? So you're telling me one day he just announces on his show, we don't upload to YouTube anymore. We don't put anything out there on our YouTube channel. And then the very next day, there are multiple clip channels professionally uploading clips. They're not getting paid for it. They're not getting view botted. They're not getting subscriber botted. Is that what you're telling me? These channels, by the way, are monetized. You're telling me the guy who pretends he's against advertisements, even though he's had ads on his show before, you're telling me he's leaving that money on the table? Do you really believe he's going to allow other people to sit there and make bank off of his videos? You're getting 100,000 views plus on every video you put out of a Redbar clip, and he's sitting there making no money off of that. People are now watching his show solely through free clips on YouTube. You think he's not involved in that? Listen, is it proof? Nah, it's not proof. I don't have concrete proof of any of this, but I've got my gut. I've got my instinct. I know, just like everybody else did, that when you hide the likes, fishy things can happen. If you understand that, you gotta understand the rest. Now, speaking of cool, speaking of trying to look cool, always trying to be cool, never trying to be called out, there's one other thing that really needed to be called out. In fact, it needed to be called out for years. And I called it out back in 2013. And it kind of, oh my God, this just happened. Holy shit. This is crazy. You guys know now, I revealed that Redbar stole his old logo from Mancow, a guy who he says is the most disrespected, the shittiest, worst broadcaster in radio history. He says it's an insult to be compared to Mancow. I'm not kidding. I just got a message on Twitter from Mancow, literally right now. This happened, I mean, I say right now, this was like an hour and a half ago. An hour and a half ago, Mancow messaged me because I messaged Mancow. All right. take a look at this. He gets to be, whoa! They done hoodooed me! Make that the title of this clip. They done hoodooed Mancow! Okay. This is real. This is a live. This is my inbox. This is my live Twitter thing here. DM from Mancow at Mancow Muller, official Twitter page for the radio legend Mancow. All right. I said, hey, Mancow, just want to know if you ever heard of this guy, Redbar Radio. He's from Chicago, just like Mancow. They're both from Chicago. Does this logo he used for 10 years remind you of anything? And then we've got the Redbar logo on red. We've got the full head logo next to Redbar with this font. And he responds, this is real. Mancow responds, total ripoff. So I said, he's been at this for years, and I heard him shit on you, a real radio legend years ago. Then saw he ripped off your classic logo. Those stickers, meaning the Mancow stickers, were all over Chicago. There was a time where he had this logo that looks just like the Redbar one that was made into a sticker, and people would stick them up all over Chicago. You couldn't not know about it. And Mancow just responded today. He says, figures. Can we do this? Can we get everybody to go message Mancow? Like, don't just at him. Tweet to Mancow right now. I'm going to copy the... I mean, how crazy is that, by the way? Hang on, first of all. That's huge. Mancow now knows that Redbar was ripping him off for a decade. Here is Mancow's @ on Twitter. I just posted that in the chat room. Can everybody... Yeah, see, this is real. Can everybody please go tweet at Mancow Muller, and tell him PodAwful's live right now. You know, give him the link to the show. Ask him if he would do an interview. Tell him I'm a huge fan. Been a big fan for years. I would love to talk about all of this with Mancow. Okay? All right, I'm just trying to get this all set up, okay? What are they saying in the chat room? He was spawned as an overzealous Redbar fan. He literally assumed he was working for the show. When asked to stop, he commenced his hate campaign. Who are you talking about? Who did that? I don't know who that means. Francis thinks watching a show clip chimping, it means you're a fan, LOL. Oh, you're talking about you're talking about the lossless in chat? All right, sorry I read that. Please stop making the chat about you, Francis. It's not about you. You're a creep, he says. You're a loser defending a defenseless man. And when I say defenseless, I don't mean because he's in diapers. I mean because you've seen it. You've seen all of this is true. All of it's right there in front of you. This is a dork. The emperor wears no clothes. He does, however, wear diapers. It's right there in front of you. So please and you can, by the way, you can include me in the tweet as well at PodAwful, so I see it. I will retweet any of your messages to Mancow. Let's see if we can get Mancow on here. I mean, that should be possible, right? At Mancow Muller, at PodAwful is live right now. He's talking about you, the living legend, Mancow. Would you be willing to call into the show? If we get like 12 people to do that, he might do it. 3 is enough for people to feel like they're under attack. So 12 is like, wow, this really has to happen right now. Sorry, that just came. I just saw that in my Twitter thing, so I had to bring that up just now. That's incredible. Mancow calling out Redbar for being a copycat. Oh my God. All right. Somebody mute Francis Patrick Keevil in chat because he's making it about him. That you can't do that. You can, or don't mute him. Just time him out so he learns to stop making it about his crusade in chat. We're actually talking about Mancow right now. And now the chat is about you having a problem with lossless, which is, you know, an L of your own. So, all right. Yeah, lossless is here. We call him the. So, I wanted to do this. This is what I was trying to bring up. So, we have been, of course, there's a big problem with Redbar's shark jumping set. We have been monitoring the situation closely for, I don't know, what is it, 4 years now? When is the drum set going to be used? Is it ever happening? Now, sources tell me that it still hasn't happened. There still has not been a single use of the drum set. Not a single snare has been hit. It is covered in dust. Well, I had PodAwful's Watching You taken from me. I had the scrolling disclaimer taken from me. You've seen it all. You've seen all these things. Digital litter. Now our feeds are being filled with the digital litter of Redbar. I will take this sitting down no longer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to do something about the drum set situation. So I came up with a plan. All right. Now, this is pretty incredible. This has never been tried in the history of podcasting before. I told you last season, this moon base is filled with surprises. The henchmen are constantly at work, getting things done behind the scenes. And there's entire wings of the moon base you have still never seen. You still barely even know what's going on over there, right? Just right there. There's stuff. There is stuff right here. You barely know about it. We'll be introducing lots of new, tiny little features, actually big and small features that are amazing. We're going to try something new right now. This has never been done in the history of podcasting. Mike David has never used his drum set. So PodAwful had to install a drum set into the moon base. Let's go. Here we go. You ready? New feature. You've never seen this feature. It's actually been here the whole time. Ladies and gentlemen, the PodAwful drum set. It's real. The moon base, the infinity desk here is my battle station has been installed in a rotating room so that I may monitor the activities of all of the henchmen all over the moon base at any given time. We are able to rotate and move into any wing, any section of our moon base, and the henchmen just got this installed. A beautiful new drum set, and look at that view. Look at that wonderful view. Now, who will use their drum set first? Okay, this should be an easy one. Who will manage to get up from behind their desk, walk around, sit down behind their drum set, and just play ba-doo ba-ba-da ba-ba-doo ba-ba-da ba-ba-doo ba-ba-da ba-ba-doo ba-ba-da ba. If Mike can even walk, people say he's in a wheelchair. If he can walk, this should be over. Who will use their drum set first? It's never been done before. Look at that. But we've got some toms, a snare. Look at my ride. You could pimp that ride. So, just had to show that off real quick. Okay, so this, and by the way, this is a thing. We've got entire wings of the moon base that will be seen throughout the history of our show coming forward. You've never seen anything like that before, but yeah, we do have a drum set now. So that's pretty cool. Now, I am learning the drum. I'm not going to play it today. I got it. Number one, I'm a sporting man. I want to give the man a chance. You know, I've been learning my instrument here. And I'm already getting better and better at that. So I still have to learn the drums. We're going to give Mike a chance. Who will play their drum set first? This is a new feature of PodAwful's Drum Watch. Sven was supposed to play the drum set on his last Sven episode, but Sven refused, and Redbar got butthurt and said he let the fans down. So that was the point of the drums. The drums have never been played because of Sven. Well, that's crazy. All right, well, let's wrap this up and then get to the Pod After show here. We've got an incredible finale here for you. Ladies and gentlemen, our last DIAPEBEAST episode was about a guy named Hostbusters, and wouldn't you know it, there's been an update, okay? Last time, we made fun of Hostbusters for being so much of a DIAPEBEAST, so up Mike David's butt. His entire channel is called Hostbusters. The entire premise of his show is busting hosts of podcasts for being bad, and he's never said one bad word about Redbar. In fact, he created a brand new bit for his channel called Host Praisers. And the only person he had ever covered on it was Redbar. Well, I'm happy to report Hostbusters is back. He's done, actually, hang on a second. Let me refresh this because it's giving me the loading sign. All right. Hostbusters is back, and he has finally done episode 2 of Host Praisers. This is the only other episode where he praises a host. Let's find out who he's praising this time. Hostbusters.
You may be familiar with this Host Praisers segment. I did one a little while back covering Redbar, and some people really enjoyed it. Some people said I sounded like I was a hostage. Some people said I seemed like I was giving a library presentation.
The famous library. When you go to the library, you watch a guy give a speech.
Nonetheless, the comments came in, and I thought, since people are talking about it, I might as well do a follow-up video.
Okay, so a new Host Praisers. Perfect. We can't wait to find out who it is.
So this is another Host Praisers segment.
And again, he's not only done this, there's only 2. I looked at the channel, there's no more than 2.
This one is once again covering Redbar because...
Okay, well... The DIAPEBEAST curse is unbroken. You've only done this twice. The only guy you can think of to praise is Redbar. Let's get to it.
Honestly, there are more things to say, and the universal audience has been requesting it. So I thought I would go ahead and do another one. Let's check it out. It is Host Praisers covering Redbar.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
All right. Redbar. One of the things I like about him is that he despises people who adopt new trends like mindless sheep.
What?
He organizes absurd events like when he had Salvo troll.
Are you insane? Yeah, that's not a trend chaser. I think literally every single version of the word trend chaser can be applied to Redbar. Are you insane? I might need Hostbusters to call in for the. Can we also try to get Hostbusters to call in? So we're trying to get Mancow. We're trying to get Hostbusters now.
Def Noodle.
He's talking about Salvo here.
New trends like mindless sheep. He organizes absurd events like when he had Salvo troll Def Noodles. I also like that he always changes up what he wears on the show and rarely wears the same thing. Something else I think is nice is that he will go out of his way to make sure that there are no product placements on his show.
Why is it good that who is he, Cher? Why is it a good thing that he rarely wears the same thing? By the way, that's a stolen bit too. We got to finally say this, that is a stolen bit. The whole wearing cardigans and having a different outfit every time. I don't know. Are there any other shows where their whole thing was making fun of stuff on the internet and the host did exactly that bit? Let me think for a second.
Welcome to Tosh.0. This is our first show, and you're probably expecting to be blown away right out of the box. Calm down. Give this show a chance to grow.
And now it's just showing him going through wearing he's got a different outfit. And every single episode of Tosh.0, every season, he would have a new type of thing. Here's season 1, cardigans. Huh. Let's take a look at all of his cardigans.
Notice that I've upgraded to cardigans. That's right. You might have noticed that I've upgraded to cardigans. That's right. No more hoodies. I'm wearing nothing but tight-fitting cardigans like I'm Mr. Rogers. Get used to it. Okay, last season was all about cardigans, but that is so 2009. It is a new decade now, and everyone is dying to know what I'll be wearing for the first half of season 2. So without further ado, it's casual jacket! Oh, man. There was a lot of debate about what I would be wearing for the rest of this season. A lot of you voted online, and I want you to know your votes were wasted. They didn't count. Your opinions are stupid. So without further ado, I give you the Summer of Deep V's!
Okay, you get it. By the way, what does Redbar think about Daniel Tosh?
People have been asking me about Daniel Tosh. Mike, what are your thoughts on Daniel Tosh? Guys, for those of you who don't know, I've despised Daniel Tosh since I've ever laid eyes on him.
Oh, okay. Well, that takes care of that. All right, back to Hostbusters then. Hosty, take it away. Do we got Hostbusters? Is he coming?
Even to the point where he will cover up energy drink cans with custom labels. Like in this picture, it says mid-show power increase. He also has a very strong comedic character without becoming one-dimensional.
Oh my God! Wait.
His number one goal is always to entertain.
Hang on a second. We got to go back through these. Hang on. This is slipping away from me here. Quickly. He is pointing out that sometimes he covers up labels on stuff because to avoid product placement. What about Jim Beam? What about Balenciaga? What about Teddy Fresh? What about all of the labels that he's constantly showing to show you that he's into designer clothing? What about online ceramics? What about Yeezy? What are you talking about? These guys are so busted in the head. The only host ever busted on Hostbusters is Hostbuster, and it was because a guy made him come.
Show power increase. He also has a very strong comedic character without becoming one-dimensional.
And his example of that is Andrew Dice Clay, another Jewish guy in a leather jacket telling you he's cool. What an interesting sequence of events. Now, of course, actually, he's got an international no sign through Andrew Dice Clay, as if to say, no, Mike's better than that. It's the same. Andrew Dice Clay was the Fonz. Redbar is Andrew Dice Clay. It's all the same thing. It's just yet another Jewish guy pretending to be not Jewish, telling you he's cool. It's just the wigger version of that.
His number one goal,
instead of being an Italian guy, an Italian leather jacket guy, he's just a wigger this time.
Goal is always to entertain and doesn't get caught up in trying to prove he's part of some social agenda. He has found a way to capture the soul of what made Opie and Anthony a great show while avoiding being a carbon copy.
By copying Howard Stern now. Yeah, he jumped off from one to the other.
He is good at criticizing culture through the lens of a regular person, something Adam Carolla used to be good at.
By copying Adam Carolla.
He has a fog machine that he uses to create dramatic effects.
You know, when I'm sitting there listening to my podcast, I'm going, if I don't hear the spurt of vegetable oil real quick, we're going to have a problem.
He's the person who finally sold me on the value of prop comedy.
Oh my God. How about this?
If it's done well, it can be its own art form.
It's its own art form either way.
He has empathy for his audience. He cares that he creates something worth watching.
Empathy for his audience? You mean the people that he doxes if they don't continue paying for Scars Club? empathy for his audience. These people are sick in the head. There's only 2 Host Praisers episodes. They're both about Redbar. This is every fan of Redbar.
He will admit when he likes a show or movie that everyone else hates.
Wow. Brave. Stunning.
He puts 10 times more preparation into one episode of his show than Joe Rogan has ever put into an episode.
You could trip over that bar, that red bar. Joe Rogan puts 0 effort in. Redbar bought something on Amazon and it showed up in the 3-week span between episodes he has.
He can differentiate between ironic
Hostbusters universal audience is a stolen norm joke. That's true, yeah.
Racism and outright hatred.
Yeah, oh, he's just being ironic when he does N-word bop.
He has the willingness to be funny and sincere in equal measure.
Ironic sincerity. Oh, man. Hosty, don't do this.
Acknowledges his chat without being at their every whim like H3 often does.
This is the worst example you could give of something that, of a person that Redbar is different from. I first covered H3. It was before they even had a podcast. I covered H3 back in like 2015 or something like that. Then in 2017, I did a whole episode about them. Okay. And then a year later, give it a year, and I'm not kidding about that. You can look this up. A year later, Redbar found out what H3 is for the first time, supposedly, and started covering them. And it has been nothing but him trying to get to the level of H3 and steal their audience from them and be them ever since. Nobody makes him seethe with jealousy more than H3. There is no difference between Mike and Ethan, between Jules and Hila. Mike Ethan. He sees them buying $1 million properties and he can't believe it. He should be living in Beverly Hills. He should be the one with the popular clothing line for children, which is where I draw the line. He should be the one with, I don't know, who's friends with Hassan Piker. He should be the one who is Jewish. They done hoodooed me. Actually, and this is not even a joke, by the way. I will give Redbar this. H3 actually did copy being Jewish from Redbar. Spread that rumor. Start telling people that. All right. H3 didn't used to be Jewish until they started watching Redbar. They copied Jules. They saw how Jewish he is.
He promotes other creators like
the whole thing about them meeting in Israel is a fake story that Redbar actually made up.
Too Lazy to Try, Comedy Enhancement, and Podcast Enforcement. He admits when comedians are funny, regardless of their political persuasion. Louis J. Gomez and Tim Heidecker are complete opposite ends of the spectrum, and he can appreciate them both.
He's joking. He's not friends. He doesn't like either one of them.
He does limited run merch rather than having a tacky store with 7,000 shirts that are always for sale.
He does that because he has to do it. You understand? Like, I have to do that now. The reason there's no merch on the site right now is because my merch guys who used to do the print on demand stuff for me, they don't do that anymore. So they still exist. Their company did not get shut down, actually. They just don't do the print on demand stuff anymore. And they're the only company I know of that had decent quality, actually good quality, print on demand, because they were a small local business that just started doing that. And they just can't keep up with the demand for it anymore. So you have two options. You can either have a Teespring store and sell literal garbage to idiots like Mersh, where he's selling his terrible Bad Luck Boys designs that rub off in the water. Try to iron a Bad Luck Boys t-shirt. See what happens. It'll hack your whole house on fire. You will burn down to the ground if you do that. You actually can't even fold one of Mersh's t-shirts without breaking it in half like a cracker. I actually saw, there's a guy who bought one of Mersh's shirts. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry about the quality. He had a meltdown about this. Meanwhile, I look at the picture of the shirt. There's bugs. You can see bugs moving around between the woven fibers of the shirt. So that's option A. And I saw that in a photo, by the way, a JPEG, moving bugs. That's option A. And option B is you do limited run merch. There's no special sauce. It's not a heat drop. It's not these any of these big people who do these limited run things. It's because your other option is shit. You can either do quality and only pay for the amount of shirts that you will sell, thus a limited run, or shit. It's not shitty to have multiple designs if they're good. It's not shitty to have multiple designs if they're high quality. Unfortunately, that's just really hard to come by now. So I am still setting up my thing. We will have stuff soon. I hate the idea that I have to do these limited run things. My new merch guys, I've begged them multiple times, don't you have a print on demand person? And they're like, nah, you should really do the limited run. I hate it. I want you guys to just be able to get the shirts. I'm not trying to make a hype thing. I'm not starting a clothing line. I don't think that I'm going to be the next Teddy Fresh.
He criticizes himself through the same lens he criticizes others. If he's going to trash people's sets or production, he makes sure his is top notch.
And the taxpayers get to pay for it. And by the way, he doesn't criticize himself. He does everything through a smear on the lens of plausible deniability. Every single thing about him, anytime a person says that he's playing a character, my heart breaks for how stupid that idiot is. As if he's playing a character on the stream. He's Andy Kaufman. It's the same guy. All of these dudes, Tim Heidecker, Sam Hyde, Redbar, they're all Andy Kaufman. It's just that easy. Being Andy Kaufman is so easy that there's 5 modern day ones. Does that make sense?
He uses money to dominate other creators in a humorous fashion, like when he donated Mersh $375.
Huh, interesting. So if somebody were to do one more than that, would that mean they dominated him? Thank you, Hosty. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
He was able to be both generous and show who's in charge.
Oh, I'm in charge now.
He has proven time and time again.
I didn't know that's how it worked, but I'm apparently now in charge. Okay, cool.
Latest to Redbar, and amazed to check out you enjoyed it. Go ahead to redbarradio.net to check out the Redbar show.
And now he's plugging it for them. Okay, an absolutely bizarre man. People in chat were literally saying, why is he like this? Why is he talking that way? What's wrong with him? It's Xanax. He's on pills. This is a freak. Everybody who watches Redbar is on drugs. The big irony, the grand irony is, I've been saying I was in the world of stand-up and improv comedy since I was 13 years old, which a long, long time ago. It predates Redbar, okay? And I figured out a long time ago, and sketch comedy, by the way. I did all of those. And I figured out a long time ago, oh, these people stink. And stand-up had a particular lonely funk on it. This act of desperation. I hate stand-up comedy, and I always have. Redbar doesn't hate stand-up. Redbar got fucked over by his friend who he started a stand-up club with. His entire crusade against stand-up isn't because of a feeling or a thought he has about the art form. One he claims he's never done, so how could you have a feeling about it? It's a crusade against the people who wronged him by proxy. It's this proxy war he's fighting because he was humiliated by these people. I hate stand-up. I think it is bad. And I've been saying this for a very, very long time. Okay? It's a dead art form. Almost nobody is even good at it. Redbar makes fun of these stand-ups for completely unrelated reasons. And mostly, by the way, because now every comedy podcast is run by a stand-up comedian. So these are the people, these are the top YouTubers to make fun of. These are the clickbait. Redbar's attempt to take down stand-up has nothing. Actually, hang on a second. Let me bring up that Hostbusters video again. You know what? It's not worth it. We got to go into a pod after show. I was going to go into a whole thing about this, but I have shit here for this pod after show. I just realized how late it's getting. I have shit here for this pod after show that is going to blow your mind, including my enemy, Ryan Kelly, who had my YouTube channel taken down. We are going to look at his wife, his disgusting, ugly, fat wife, completely naked. Okay? All of that and so much more. Just give me a minute to get it set up, and we're going to be over at the Pizza Fund. PodAwful.pizza if you're not already signed up. PodAwful.tv if you want to watch the live stream. We'll get that set up in just a second. And that's it. We're just going to end the show there. I don't care. It doesn't need a big outro. We'll be watching your drum set, though. All right? So the death of stand-up comedy happened a long time ago. It's time for a new death. It's called the death of cool. We can't allow these people to do it anymore, and Pod Awful will solve world comedy. I'll see you in the Pizza Fund. Until next time, have an awful day. Another hit show, Robin.